They'll be hoping to get out of the power play, Yorkshire, but they know if they can get one of these two.
Moriarty to McDermott, that's swung away behind square on the leg side for back-to-back boundaries. Down on one knee, swats it out towards deep backward square leg. It's 45 for 1 now. McDermott on to 34, not out.
Yeah, really nice batting. It's really nice batting again. He shimmied to give himself room, and then he followed him. He came inside the ball and swept it deep backward square leg. He hasn't got anyone. He's got one player behind square on the leg side, which is a 45. The deep backward square leg is way in front, and then he got a long on, so there's plenty of room down the leg side.
Moriarty bowls. McDermott gives himself some room and carves it away through the offside. That'll run away for 4. It's a hat-trick of 4s for Ben McDermott. He's into the possibility here of record-breaking 50 totals if he can get to it. He's 38 from 14. 3 4s on the spin. And Lancashire power their way up towards that 50 mark. 49 for 1. Moriarty back in. McDermott off the back foot. Plays it up towards mid-on for a single. And he keeps the strike as well. 4 overs gone. Lancashire Lightning 50 for 1. McDermott 39 from 15 balls faced. And Liam Livingstone's been largely enjoying it from the other end, but did hit 1-6. He's on 8 from 6 balls faced.
Yeah, it's really, really, really incredible batting from McDermott. 39 on 15. It's just powerful hitting. You know, he's using the crease well. He's sitting back, pulling, and he's giving himself room, hitting through the offside. Really, really good batting. And Moriarty's first over went 1 for 1. His second over has been clubbed away. So a lot of to think about for Yorkshire, but they were trying to hang in for this first 6, as I mentioned. Get out of this first 6, then the field spreads, and then it's a different game.
He's got 4 balls to equal fastest T20 50 for Lancashire. 11 runs to do it. He's pulled it out towards the leg side. It'll just be a single. Scooped up by AJ Ty in the deep mid-wicket boundary. And then McDermott moves on to 40 not out. 51 for 1 as we start the 5th over.
Yeah, it's a good fielding setting. A ring on the offside, a 45, a deep backward square leg, and a deep mid-wicket. So they're looking like they're going to use the middle of the surface to be pulled into the leg side.
Livingstone waits. Hassan in. Livingstone cuts that. Picked up at backward point. And there's no addition to the score. Matt Revis fielding for Yorkshire. Dot balls have been at an absolute premium in the last couple of overs for Yorkshire. We're into the 5th over. 51 for 1. Already Emirates Old Trafford is sounding nice and lively. And it'll bubble up as the evening goes on. Hassan in, balls back of a length. A mistimed pull shot from Livingstone. The ball sneaks through to the keeper. Bairstow, no run. Is that a perfect example of the delivery you reckon that the seamers in particular will try and bowl here? Yeah, definitely. They won't want to pitch it up, especially be hit down the ground. It's a bit of short, slightly shorter straight bowling from this end. So if they dig it in, they've got 2 men back on the leg side. Yes, they can clear the ropes, but they're going to trying to make it hard for the batter. And second guess it, are they going to bowl short or are they going to pitch it up as well outside off? Hassan bowls. Livingstone whips it out towards deep backward square leg. Just be a single. Livingstone moves on to 9. Will Luxton fields on the boundary below the hotel for Yorkshire. Lancashire 52 for 1. You sort of trying to control where you're going to get hit. If you bowl both sides wickets, both lengths, you hit everywhere. Here Hassan's going to try and second guess what the batter's going to try and do. Worst case, you try and bowl into the batters or into the pitch and short and be pulled out to where 2 fielders are out on the boundary. Not much else he can do in this, such a good wicket at the power play. Hassan in from the Statham end, balls full and wide. And a step to the leg side by McDermott. And the ball, as he swings the bat, goes beyond the reach and through to Bairstow. And then he's gone for a Yorker. So he's gone, instead of using the middle of the surface, he's changed and gone for a full length Yorker. So it's about being unpredictable with the ball. Hassan is an experienced campaigner. In to complete his second over. It's gone for just 1 so far. It's an outstanding over so far. And it is again. It beats the batter and the swing of McDermott trying to muscle it to mid-wicket. Through it goes to the keeper Johnny Bairstow. Well, Yorkshire were in need of an over to try and drag things back a little bit, and that certainly was one of them. Hassan Ali going for just 2 in that over. Lancashire 52 for 1, 5 overs gone.
It's a brilliant over. The last was a slower ball. Didn't really bounce on McDermott. He tried to pull it. It's incredible he didn't bowl him, but what an over from Hassan Ali. 2 off his second. First over went for 11. He's come in when they've got, McDermott is 40 off 10 balls basically, and he's just come in and over for 2 runs. So it's a brilliant, brilliant over. What they needed.
And now we see Logan van Beek for the first time in the evening. He's in from the Jimmy Anderson end. We've got news about record-breaking 6 hitting to bring you in a minute. Livingston's on strike. It involves Liam Livingstone. There's Van Beek from the Anderson end. Final over of the power play there. She's in and bowls to Livingstone, who swings away, but only to mid-on. And there's no run. With the 6 that Livingstone hit just a short while ago, he is now level. He went level with Stephen Croft to 3,000 T20 runs for Lancashire. So 3,000 T20 runs for Lancashire, second to that milestone after Stephen Croft. That's muscled away by Livingstone, and it beats mid-off, and that'll be 4. Jaffa Chauhan leaping up, trying to stop it inside the circle at mid-off, but it's over his head and out towards the boundary, and it's 4 for Livingstone, and he's on to 13.
Yeah, standing and deliver from Livingstone. Power. Just gets it. It's not about ball back of a length. He just powers it over mid-off. He looks like he's going to stand and deliver. Livingstone, he's going to take this last over down the field. Is a deep backward square leg, and then a deep wide sort of third man. Livingstone's going to hit down the ground.
Van Beek in. Livingstone swings again and misses. And through to Bairstow. Stands there staring back down the pitch. Can't believe he's missed it.
It's an interesting field because I don't think Livingstone is going to cut the ball or wanting to sort of lay the ball off the third man. So I think what they would be better off doing with Yorkshire, at least give Van Beek some protection, long on, long off, deep mid-wicket, something different. So if Livingstone is only ever going to muscle the ball through the leg side with his bottom hand, he's not going to lay it off the backward point. This is going to go one way.
Van Beek in, balls, it goes that way by Livingstone. He's got a hold of that one. 1 bounce and 4 over long on from Liam Livingstone, who's already gone past 3,000 T20 runs in this innings. He's now on to 17, 3,000 for the club, and with more to come. 60 for 1 now, Lancashire.
And the change is coming now. Yorkshire now have 3 players out of the first. Oh, now Van Beek is bringing up his wide third man that he didn't need the previous ball, and he's pushed on long on. He needed to. He got to be better. He's played 200 games, Van Beek. Got to understand now how many times you've seen Livingstone bat.
In and balls to Livingstone, muscled leg side, and that'll be 6. It's in the crowd below the point. 4 over long on and 6 muscled over mid-wicket. Livingstone's on to 23, and Lancashire ending their power play with a bang. 66 for 1.
Incredible hitting. He's dug it in slightly, and again Livingstone has muscled it over to the leg side into deep mid-wicket. Any sort of length is going to be muscled into the leg side. If it's full, it's going to go down the ground. If it's slightly short, he's going to be pulled into the leg side. He's just going to get hit one way. He may look to get a single off this last ball. Livingstone potentially take the strike, but 66 off the power play. It's a good power play for Lancashire coming out.
23 off 14 for Livingstone. Final ball of the 6th over. Van Beek for Yorkshire in. Balls clubbed back over his head, bouncing up towards the rope below the pavilion. 4 to end the power play. It is outstanding from Lancashire Lightning. 6 gone. Lancashire 70 for 1. Let's head outside for our viewers on Lancs TV. It's Chris Malaban.
For those of you who joined us earlier for the women's game, you saw the wonderful views and great hospitality available at the Point. Here we are at another fantastic part of Emirates Old Trafford, the Sports Break Terrace, where, as you can see behind me, you can sit on the luxury of a sofa to watch the Roses battle. Sue is one of those people who's done that. Sue is from Astley. Sue, lovely to see you this evening. And Lancashire are going to win this crucial match.
They certainly are, Lancashire. Lancashire.
I Couldn't have put it better myself. He said that's how it makes you feel, the sports break terrorist, relaxed and confident.
Okay, ready to cut when you are.
Being on those little sofas on the far side there, Paul? You like that?
No.
No, you wouldn't fancy that?
No, not for me.
No?
Too relaxing. I like to be on the edge of my seat type thing. In a game like this, I think there'll be one or two in there on the edge of the seat.
Some spin from the Statham men for the first time. Chauhan for Yorkshire in and balls. Worked out towards the leg side for a single. 71 for one. What do you reckon to this start? It's been pretty breathless, hasn't it?
It has. I think it's been superb. Obviously, they lost the early wicket of Keaton Jennings early on, but actually the way that they've played, the positivity where both these batters are playing now, I think it's tremendous. And they're really setting a strong foundation to score a big score.
Chauhan ball skipping down the pitches. Livingstone hits him down the ground. 6. He's in some form this season, Liam Livingstone. He's on to 33. He's been the beating heart of Lancashire's scores this season. Lancashire 77 for one.
That's a terrific shot, isn't it? Quick foot, quick feet, down the pitch, advances down the pitch, gets to the pitch, and a full swing of the bat. And hits with real power again down the ground for 6 runs as the score moves on to 77 for one. The senior players that the Yorkshire team have got within their squad are beginning to chat around tactics at this point. They'll be tapping into each other to work out how they can pinch a wicket or two and certainly slow down this scoring, because they wouldn't want to be chasing anything near 200 on this pitch. They watched a little bit of the women's game early on and they saw that the spinners were consistent. Ball good areas, got a little bit of spin and a little bit of bounce. So what they won't want to do is have too many runs to chase. They'll try and keep Lancashire in and around 180, maybe 170, 180. But the way Lancashire are playing at the moment, they're giving themselves the best chance to have a good push towards 200.
I know that there's the obvious differences between the men's game earlier and the women's match earlier and the men's match tonight. But are there little bits that you can take? As Chauhan's in and bowling to Livingstone, much flatter and quicker, tries to whip it away to the leg side, and there's no run. I know the bowling speeds are different and the distance they can hit it, that type of thing, but little bits and pieces you can take? Yeah,
you can still pick up on the angles that's been successful when they've hit the ball into the outfield. The pace of the pitch is what's happening with the pitch, so you can learn from the game earlier on and pick up on what's been successful previously.
Chauhan in to Livingstone, who's on the walk. Works it through mid-on down towards the boundary below us. Mac Brevis fields for Yorkshire. 1 run for Livingstone. He's on to 34. 78 for one. And the 7th over of this game. It's been all action from these two, hasn't it? Blimey. McDermott's on 41 not out. Chauhan balls, throws it wide. Oh, that's hammered right back through his hands. It's nicely cut off on the boundary just down below us, but that would have flashed past the face of Jofra Chauhan. Goodness.
It's the power in which they strike the ball, isn't it? As it's coming back down the ground at an incredible rate. And Lancashire at the moment are in a very strong position.
79 for one. 1 ball left for the 7th over. McDermott whips it out towards deep mid-wicket. And picks out Will Luxton. McDermott keeps the strike as well. It's a 7 gone. He's on 42. Liam Livingstone's on 35. Lancashire Lightning are 80 for one. And actually, we'll have a breather for a second. It feels a bit that way, doesn't it, with the way it started? Time to have a breather in this format.
It certainly does, and the current run rate is 11.43. So they're well on target to scoring if they maintain this rate in and around 200, just above 200. We know now that the fielders are out, so it's a bit more difficult to score boundaries, but if they can hit the ball into the pockets, run hard, turn ones into twos and score a boundary, sometimes 2 boundaries and over, then they're going to set themselves up really well.
Start of the 8th over. Driven away by Liam Livingstone for a single, moves on to 36 not out. 81 for one. Ground looks in great nick, doesn't it, tonight? Floodlights are on, not quite taken effect yet, but the skyline is clear. We've had a bit of hazy sunshine at the back end of the day. The ground's full. Looks fantastic. And there's McDermott muscling this next delivery out towards the deep mid-wicket boundary. It's just pushed away at the edge of the boundary rope. It's a fine effort. They might think of 3, and they do. But in the end, the work out at wide long on there has saved a run, which in these games has previously been quite crucial. It has gone down to that type of margin.
Certainly has, and good bit of work down on the boundary there by the Yorkshire pair, and as you rightly say, saved 1 run.
It's AJ Ty with a little tap back to prevent it from going to the rope. It's a wide ball from Moriarty, and Livingstone reaching for it and drilling the ball firmly away through extra cover, and he comes back for 2. Comes in, just skims the top of Liam Livingstone's helmet. He goes through to Johnny Bairstow. It wasn't far away from Liam's helmet as he came in on the bounce.
Even though they've hit quite a lot of boundaries, it's still important to hit pockets like that and put pressure on fielders and turn those 1s into 2s just to keep things ticking until they get the ball they can put away.
86 for 1. Moriarty for Yorkshire balls. Livingstone cuts that out through the offside for 1. Takes him to 39. The score moves on to 87 for 1. Brings McDermott back on strike, promoted up the order tonight, opening the batting with Keaton Jennings, and his response is 45 not out from 21. Laying up his 3rd 50 of this group campaign. Here's Moriarty to McDermott, full of ball, which he drives just past a pigeon. He's pecking away at just about mid-off towards the boundary in front of the hotel for a single. That was a very casual pigeon, that, wasn't it? Ball hurtling past it. It never seemed to flutter a beat. 88 for 1. 1 ball left of the 8th over. Moriarty around the wicket. That could be wide. It is. Thrown it deliberately wide outside off stump, but too far outside off stump, and umpire Michael Goff signals the wide.
Yeah,
no complaints with that. To bolt that again. He's on the reverse this time, Livingstone. Well stopped inside the circle by Chauhan. And that is the end of the 8th over. So 89 for 1, 8 gone. Liam Livingstone's on 39, Ben McDermott's on 46. And this T20 men's fixture, the 2nd game of the doubleheader, the Roses doubleheader here at Emirates Old Trafford. For viewers on Lancs TV, you'll see on the top floor of the hotel balcony, and our radio listeners, there are 2 flags. There's a Yorkshire flag and a Lancashire flag, side by side.
There you go. Just like you and I.
We're all friends, really. We're all friends.
Would have thought it.
When you behave yourself, we're all friends. Chauhan in, balls to McDermott, swings away, it's in the air, he could, because he is. Chauhan prizes out a crucial wicket. McDermott looks a frustrated man. Fine knock though for Ben McDermott. He's out for 46. Lancashire lose their 2nd wicket, 89 for 2 as we start the 9th.
Yeah, it's a big wicket that for Yorkshire. They've been searching for the wicket of one of these 2 players. It's been playing beautifully, actually. I'm just going to have a look at the replay now. Livingstone's hit that behind square, full-blooded, but it's well caught. I didn't think the fielder picked that up at first, but he certainly did, and it's a good catch. It's a good breakthrough for Yorkshire, and McDermott will be disappointed that he's not gotten it any further, but I'll tell you what, he's given a great foundation for this Lancashire team this evening. Moving up to the top of the order has been really important for this Lancashire outfit, and he's scored at an incredible rate and laid a very strong foundation for Livingstone and co to go on. Livingstone's joined by Matty Hurst.
AJ Ty took the catch for Yorkshire. He knew straight away, didn't he, Ben McDermott?
Yeah, as soon as he made contact, it was
Hurst, who was out there in the middle a few days ago, trying to hit the winning runs, back-to-back boundaries through Lancashire, level with Derbyshire. Well, he was bowled the final ball of the match, and the game finished in a tie. It was a dramatic finish a couple of nights ago, and he's back out there with the bat now for Lancashire. Chauhan balls to Hurst, who goes back trying to work it into the onside. Picked up by Bairstow, the keeper, who comes from behind the stumps, and there's no run.
What I do like about this Yorkshire field, though, they've kept the short mid-wicket in to stop Hurst from getting off strike here. If he wants to get it off strike, he can play a square and take a higher risk.
Flatter and quicker from Chauhan, cut by Hurst out toward deep point for a single.
But so many times you see that position vacant, and it just enables the batter just to get in, play themselves in. I'm pleased he's got that in place, certainly from a Yorkshire perspective. Now he comes out with the set Livingstone at the crease.
39 not out from 23 balls faced for Liam Livingstone. Joffa Chauhan for Yorkshire from the Brian Statham end. Runs in like a medium pacer, in and balls to Livingstone. That's tickled away off his pads out towards deep backward square leg. Moves on to 40, 91 for 2. Brings Hurst back on strike. Chauhan has got boundary riders towards the leg side at deep backward square leg. There's a deep mid-wicket, there's a long on, long off and deep point. He's in past the umpire and balls, and Hurst just slightly rushed a little bit, pushes it back to Chauhan. There's no run.
Yeah, good pace, good length. His line's obviously good too, but his length there is quite important.
Final ball of what has been so far a really good over from Chauhan. Helped with that wicket with the first ball, of course. Be a single down the ground by Matthew Hurst, but Yorkshire will take that. 9 overs gone, and Lancashire Lightning 92 for 2. Livingstone 40, Hurst on 20. Just a reminder as to where we're at with the group campaign and the group stage in this competition. Yorkshire come into tonight's match second in the North Group, 2 points behind the current leaders, the Notts Outlaws. Yorkshire play Notts on Sunday, that's their final group game. And Lancashire Lightning, well, they're third. Their net run rate is way below Yorkshire and Notts. They're on the hunt to try and finish in one of the 2 best third positions, which they can still do. They might need a bit of help from elsewhere. They probably will need a bit of help from elsewhere. But if they can find themselves a couple of wins to end the campaign, then they give themselves a decent chance. Essex, for example, who were third in the South Group, have the top 2 to play in their final group matches. Hurst on the pole as Ty comes in from the Anderson end. Doesn't maybe quite get the timing he was hoping for, and just bounce out towards the leg side. Hurst gets a single, he moves to 3. Lancashire Lightning 93 for 2 as we start the 10th.
Yeah, I just listened to Paul Horton's point earlier on about the experience in the Yorkshire team. It's pretty impressive in terms of the season they're having in terms of T20 cricket. But when you look down that team, there's an experience running all the way down the backbone of that team. And I'll touch on that just after this ball.
Livingstone twirls a bat. Waits for Ty, who's setting off. He's in past the umpire. Balls to Livingstone. Swings it high.
Word.
Has he got enough? There's a man out at deep mid-wicket. And he goes through his fingers. And it goes for 6. Van Beek. They'll check it, I'm sure, but I think it's 6. To move Livingstone to 46. We wait for confirmation, but I think it's gone through the Yorkshireman's fingers. And out towards the boundary and over the rope for 6. We watch the replay here, swung away by Livingstone, high out to deep mid-wicket. Van Beek gets himself set, in position. Can he catch it? Oh, butterfingers.
Straight through, wasn't it? He never looked settled under that ball. Must have been swirling. Didn't quite judge it correctly and was conscious how close he was to the boundary. Therefore, wasn't really stationary when he attempted the catch. What it does mean, it means it's gone for 6. That's 6 more runs for Lancashire, and Livingstone still at the crease.
Yeah, it's Ty in, balls to Livingstone. And this time's the attempt to pull is deceived by Ty there, through to Bairstow, no run. It would have been a sensational catch on the boundary rope. Let's not, pretend otherwise. It would have been a major catch had he managed to cling on to that, but the party stand enjoyed seeing the replay of it coming through his fingers anyway. 99 for 2. Livingstone's on 46. Boy, he's having some campaign here for Lancashire Lightning this season. And looks like he's in the mood again tonight. Here's Ty, balls, Livingstone pulls out toward deep mid-wicket. Here's Van Beek. Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, great work.
Brilliant from the Yorkshire bowler. He got a bit of tap a few moments ago from the Lankies behind him, but does very well to save a couple of runs there for his side.
Yeah, Livingstone's onto this ball really quickly, isn't he? Punches the ball, pulls the ball into the leg side in front of the party stand, and a great bit of work by Van Beek. Keeps that ball in, great commitment, great dive, good stop, and saves a couple of runs there.
Brings Lancashire to 100, 101 for 2. Livingstone on 48. Livingstone cuts away for 4, and Livingstone gets a 50. And another T20 Blast 50 this season for Liam Livingstone, his 4th of the campaign. 52 not out from 28 deliveries, 105 for 2. They always feel sweet, I'm sure, but even sweeter against Yorkshire.
Doesn't he love playing here against Yorkshire? Full house pretty much at Emirates Old Trafford, and what a way to get to 50 off just 29 deliveries. I really like the way he just used the pace of that ball and just worked it behind square. Wonderful 50.
105 for 2. Tie balls full and straight, and Livingstone drives along the ground up towards the long off boundary where Will Luxton fields, and that is the end of the 10th over. We're at the halfway stage. It has whizzed by, hasn't it? 10 overs, 106 for 2, Livingstone 53, Hurst on 3.
Well, that experience that we were talking about that Yorkshire have is really important. They're able to tap into that at this stage in the game. And I mentioned the backbone of the Yorkshire team is full of experience. You've got Adam Lyth, Johnny Bairstow, Maheen Ali, AJ Ty, Joe Root, you know, just to name a few that are holding this team together. So whatever total Lancashire get, the Yorkshire team will still fancy their chances, but they will try and minimise Lancashire below 180 if at all possible. Lancashire really looking to push above 200 at this stage.
Not seen Moeen bowl yet, have we? Moriarty returns. And round the wicket, his left arm spin to Liam Livingstone. That's played down towards the boundary below us. Matt Revis fields for Yorkshire, 1 for Livingstone. He moves to 54.
The ground's buzzing as well, isn't it? It's fantastic atmosphere down there today. Absolutely fantastic.
Moriarty creeps his way back in. Bowls again. Right back goes Hurst. Clips it to the leg side. He wants to. He's set off quickly here, but not able to come back for the second. He fancied to. Makes you sure that Liam Livingstone was too keen on coming back for the second. 108 for 2. One's enough, Matthew. It's all right. We'll just deal in 4s and 6s. Maybe that's the plan. 54 from 30 for Liam Livingstone. Here's Moriarty for Yorkshire. Livingstone plays that very calmly off the back foot, just kind of punching it through straight mid off. Oh, throw comes in, it hits the stumps, it deflects away, and they can come back for a bonus single. So 2 more to the total.
What I like about the way Livingstone plays now, he's clearly got the power and the timing, but he picks the balls to strike that he targets, and when it's not quite there, he's got a lot better at working the angles and working little pockets to pick up 1s, to pick up 2s, and play a bit more percentage cricket. I think that's really important.
Moriarty to Livingstone, drops it into the offside, denied a run here.
Because you can still do it in T20 cricket, you know. Don't need to hit everything. Obviously, we want to be really, really positive, but also just keep rotating the strike. Percentage-wise, sometimes is important.
Moriarty to Liam Livingstone. It just slides its way down the leg side. Maybe just brushed a little bit of Liam Livingstone because it's not been called a wide.
Just notice the breeze turn around. Going the other way across the ground, Scott. When we first arrived, he was going the other way.
Kind of right to left as Moriarty's in and bowling. It's off the back foot by Livingstone. Stopped by Moeen, but can't deny Liam Livingstone sneaking through for a single. End of the 11th over, 111 for 2. Livingstone's on 57. Hurst is on 4. And, so far, so good for Lancashire Lightning. As long as Liam Livingstone's there, that's for certain. Time for a bit of a sing-song in the crowd.
It is, and I'm just seeing Lancashire putting a really good show on there, dancing around. But I tell you what, must be hot under that. Oh, gee, it must be hot.
Yeah.
Very good job, though, isn't it?
He is.
Doing a good job. That's commitment, dedication,
Yep.
determination.
It's all those things.
Resilience.
It's everything you head coaches call for. Well done, Lanky. 111 for 2. Livingstone looks to drive as Chauhan comes in from the Anderson end. Fielded by Moen at the edge of the fielding circle. There's no run. It's a hot, steamy night at Emirates Old Trafford this evening. There are lots of cooling drinks being consumed. Water, of course. 111 for 2. Chauhan bowls. Livingstone from a full-length drives along the ground through extra cover for 1. Takes him to 58. Score moves on to 112 for 2.
He's a crafty, shrewd bowler, is Chauhan. I've watched him a number of times over the last couple of years, and he's developing the art of bowling spinning T20 cricket, and he's got a number of little variations. I'm sure he'll try and work through these.
He's in and bowls, and Hurst
He's got all
wallops him back over his head.
Oh,
He's gone through the fingers again. That'll be 6 again for her, this time for Hurst. And it's AJ Ty who fails to take it cleanly through the fingers of the Yorkshireman and out towards the rope for 6.
well, Hurst give this everything down the ground. Oh, and AJ Ty's run round right on the boundary edge. He's got his hands in a little bit of a mess there. He's gone again.
He does, he swings again. You can stay where you are on that boundary edge. That's going to be 6 more. Out towards long on this time. Back-to-back 6s for Matthew Hurst. Through the fingertips of AJ Ty and clearing Matt Revis. 6 and 6 for Hurst. Lancashire at 12 from just 2 deliveries.
He's hit that hard. He's got enough on that, and he's just cleared the boundary. 6 more runs to Hurst. He's decided he's going to have a go at this and let Liam Livingstone play his game.
124 for 2 now. Hurst on to 16. Chauhan for Yorkshire in and bowls, and that's cut out through the offside.
2.
Fancy 2. They come back for 2. They don't. Picked up out by the edge of the boundary by Will Luxton. So just the 1. Done well to restrict him to 1 there, because I fancy 2 as well. 125 for 2. Good to see from Matthew Hurst. He's had a couple of challenges this season with the bat, but positive play from Hurst at the other end. It's Livingstone who's on strike. Livingstone drives down towards Ty. He fields. Livingstone gets a single. That is the end of the 12th over. And Livingstone's on 59. Hurst is on 17. And Lancashire Lightning are 126 for 2. 12 gone. 8 to go. Time for a drink. And why not? It's a hot night.
It is a hot night. Bit of liquid refreshment. Pretty important at this stage, isn't it? It must be about 28 degrees down there still.
Toasty.
Very hot.
Be perfect on those sofas on the far side.
It would. I never noticed. There's just a little bit of shade down there, aren't there, as well?
Ideal, that.
Perfect. Nice glass of water, sat there, watching a Roses battle.
Ice and a slice.
Ice and a slice, yeah.
Fizzy or still?
I really like a lime and soda, so a little bit of fizz. 2 or 3 pieces of rice.
How can you come from
Slice of lemon.
Barnsley and like a lime and soda? They won't be allowed back in. 126 for 2. Livingstone's on 59 from 37. Van Beek is back into tight, but from the Brian Statham end. He's in and bowling to Liam Livingstone. That's cut away through the offside. It'll just bounce to the right of the umpire at point, which is Michael Goff in the single for Livingstone. He moves on to 60. 127 for 2. Brings Hurst back on strike. It is bubbling up the ground now, isn't it? You can hear it in our effects, Mike.
Yeah. Current run rate 10.44. So they're still targeting above the 200 mark at this stage.
Hurst on 17, fresh from a couple of back-to-back 6s. Van Beek in balls. Hurst in position to try and scoop it or ramp it. And he's through for a single and then rehearses the attempted shot at the non-striker's end. Oh, there's no bat on that actually. It's just hit his some part of his body, his boot or his pad. So a leg by instead.
Looking at the leg side field, you've got deep square, deep mid wicket, long on for Livingstone. Breeze is blowing across the ground. If he takes that on, he's got to get hold of it as it's into the breeze.
And the breeze will take it towards the party stand. He's looking to uppercut it and runs it into the gloves of Bairstow. Well, that's a fabulous catch from Bairstow. It ends the fun from Liam Livingstone tonight. Bairstow so pumped up he almost punched one of his teammates by accident there, but he takes the catch. Livingstone's gone for 60. Lancashire lose their third wicket, 128 for 3. It's a really good reaction catch, isn't it, from Johnny Bairstow?
It is. It's a great catch, isn't it? Because it is a short ball, and it does get enough on it. And for all money, I thought that's over. Bairstow for 4 runs. I thought he was going to run down towards the old pavilion. Short ball, and I tell you what, this is a top catch. Top catch, like a leaping salmon. What a great catch from Bairstow. He's delighted with that. Not just because of the catch, but it's the wicket to the dangerous, very dangerous Liam Livingstone. It's a good knock from Livingstone, though. Top knock indeed.
I don't know if we saw it on the replay there, but he almost took his teammate out, as he completely accidentally. But he was out kind of flaring his arms around Bairstow, and he had with his gloves on. Just catch it here on the replay, and he almost takes someone out with me. He's pumped up and he's celebrating, high fives, taps on the bat. Arms are waving, give Van Beek a hug. Oh, there we go. Oh dear. Right, Shadab's the new batter. He's been a pocket of energy to watch this season.
Yeah.
The current record holder of Lancashire's fastest T20 50. Taking him just 19 deliveries a few weeks ago against Derbyshire. Here's Van Beek to Shadab. It was down the pitch. It's a thickish edge which will squirt down towards third boundary. Chauhan quickly coming up from the rope to field. Shadab doesn't get off the mark. The edge wasn't the bat, it was off the thigh pad. It's a leg by. So Shadab still on naught. Lancashire now 129 for 3. We're in the 13th over. 2 balls left of this and then 7 overs to go. Matthew Hurst is on strike. Logan Van Beek for Yorkshire.
Mid on and mid off a rope.
And he's tearing his way in and balls fallen straight and Hurst swings. But he might be caught. It's Moeen in position. He's never dropping it. Safe pair of hands, Moeen Ali. Hurst has to depart. And Van Beek gets his second wicket in the over. Hurst goes for 17. And Lancashire lose a couple of quick ones here. 129 for 4 now.
How quickly a game can change in T20 cricket in the space of just 2 or 3 balls. Yorkshire are back in the game quite quickly with the wickets of Livingstone and Hurst. Mid on and mid off are up at this stage. Van Beek's gone fairly full and Hurst can try to go down the ground. We're just having a conflab at the minute, Scott. I'm not sure what's happening. No ball maybe?
Oh, they're checking for the no ball as he overstepped. Well, he's looking at the replay on the big screen.
That's good there.
Yeah, that looks all right, doesn't it? Yeah, that looks all right. That replay we've just seen looked all right. Catch, certainly, nothing wrong with that. I think that's going to be out. Matthew Hurst, it is. They just held on to check the no ball, but his front foot was fine. Lancashire are 4 down. It can change so quickly, can't it? Michael Jones, a new batter out now.
Yeah, absolutely changed so quickly. See what Hurst's trying to do there. The field's fairly square. If you watch this, mid on and mid off are up. He's tried to go down the ground. It wasn't quite there for that, and he sliced it. And then, to be fair, Maheen Ali's took a very calm catch over his shoulder. Ball spinning away because there's spin on that ball. Took it very, very calmly. And as you rightly said, how quickly a game can change in T20 cricket.
You just know that Moeen was never dropping that. I mean, he's made it look really easy, hasn't he? But as you say, the ball will be doing all sorts in the wind as well.
Yeah.
But he's such a good player, isn't he? Calmly takes it. Could be quite an awkward catch with a bit of pressure on it and all the rest of it, but no mistake in there. Van Beek in, balls to Michael Jones off the pads out towards the leg side, fielded just to the right at mid-on by Matt Revis. He does well to smother the ball. It's the end of the 13th over. It's 130 for 4. So 7 overs remaining here for Lancashire Lightning. And I think we're heading outside for our viewers on Lancs TV. Let's see if we can find Chris Malabar.
On a warm summer's night at Emirates Old Trafford, there is, of course, only one place to head for liquid refreshment, and that is the bar. And in the bar tonight, we've got Mark from Blackburn and Dave from Accrington, who are having a great time at the T20 Blast. Mark, what are you drinking?
I'm on Cruise Campo.
Regular here?
Really nice. I'm glad they've got Cruise Campo, and it's my favourite tipple.
Excellent. And Dave, you're also enjoying your evening. What are you on?
Cruise Campo, same as Mark. Yeah.
Solid.
Best lagers going.
And are Lancashire going to win this game tonight, Dave? Are you confident?
Sure, yeah. Absolutely. God bless you.
Cheers to Mark. Cheers to Dave.
Cheers.
Love from the bar.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Out towards mid-wicket, turns and will come back for 2. The throw comes in, not quite the pick-up and the clean throw, which may have put some pressure under Michael Jones, so he's able to work 2 more there for Lancashire Lightning. 132 for 4.
Going back to that catch from Ali, the breeze is across the ground, so the ball's it's coming over his shoulder, it's blowing away, it's spinning away, there's a slice on the ball, and he just calm as you like, just nonchalant took it over his shoulder, made it look a lot easier than it actually was, that catch. I watched a game a couple of weeks ago when Yorkshire chased down 205 at Headingley.
Oh my goodness.
And the first 20 balls, Ali was on, I think it was, 20 off 17 balls. He got to 60 in about 30 odd balls. Played himself in, won a ball, and then he just went. And the bat swing, oh, the bat path was beautiful.
Need some more runs here, Lanky. Pushed away by Michael Jones through the offside for a single. He moves to 4.
The point, he was just so calm, so collected, and then just exploded. It's that experience that Yorkshire Sale will be counting on this evening.
Well, it's the man with the gloves that concerns me, because he always seems to turn up, doesn't he?
Yeah, he likes it here, doesn't he?
He does. I don't know why. Here's Ty in and balls. Shadow works it off his hip. He wants to come back for 2. Throw comes in towards the keeper's Emery. It's a bit of a wild throw, and it's way above Bairstow. So Shadow can come back for his first runs of the evening. Because former Yorkshire player, he's experienced this game, but for Yorkshire. But now he's found his true home. He knows which side his bread's buttered. 135 for 4. Here's Ty. Turns and sets off. He's in and bowling. Pushed back towards him by Shadab, and there's no run. Look forward to watching him bowl a little bit later on. I mean, he's great fun with the bat to watch. He's I'm not sure if he himself at times knows what he's about to do, which I think works out for the best. He knows what he's doing, obviously. I'm obviously only joking, but he has that look about him. He's like a little bit, on the hoof, making it up with the bat, but it's brilliant. Here is Ty in balls. Again, little push into the offside. This will be a tight single, direct hit. He's gone. The throw misses, and he's in the end through 4-1. It was Joe Root with a throw towards the stumps at the bowler's end. Yeah, I think he's gone here, isn't he? Oh, aye.
For all money. Gone there, isn't he? Definitely. Only just in the shot there.
136 for 4.
And Joe Root will back himself to hit from there, wouldn't he? Normally.
Final ball of the 14th over. Michael Jones is on strike. Here comes Ty. Ball's full. Yorker length to Jones. He digs it out and scampers through for a quick single. This time Root picks up but doesn't have a shot at the stumps. And they squeeze one in there, or squeeze one out there from a full length kind of Yorker delivery, which was very nicely dug out.
Yes, very much so. Scores 137 for 4, and the run rate is just come down slightly. It's now 9.79. But if they come back well in the next few overs, they could still be in and around the 200 mark, which I'm sure is still their target.
6 overs remaining. Thank you, Paul. Of the Shaw variety, we'll bring Horton in for the final 6 overs of the innings. Michael Jones on 5. Kind of keeping a little eye out as to what's happening elsewhere with Essex and in particular Essex who are playing, but it's not just Essex, but they're one of the teams currently in 3rd place. There's Van Beek in and balls and clipped away by Jones out towards deep mid-wicket. Just for 1 run, 138 for 4. I think most teams are playing tonight. Tonight and tomorrow, Sunday rather, are the final set of group fixtures to try and qualify for this slightly condensed competition this year. 2 fewer games. You got your quarter-final 3 days after your final group game. You got your final, or your semi-final, and your potential final 3 days after that. So it's all done in the next week or so. And that's sliced away by Shadab down towards backward point for a single. 139 for 4 in the 15th over, and Paul Horton's back on.
But that's what the competition wanted, wasn't it? You wanted to get through the competition, have a quarter-final quite relatively soon, and then obviously finals day, rather than waiting 6-8 weeks and then having a totally different team play in the finals day in the end of September. So it's what should have happened, and it has done. Hasn't Logan Van Beek had an interesting game? He let one go on the boundary, played river dance, got set 3 times, and then dived over one on the boundary, went for 6.
He's in and balls. That's pushed away by Jones out to backward point for a single. 141 for 4.
I know it was wind assisted, but he got set 15 yards in from the boundary, then set again, then danced around it, and then dived over the boundary, let it go for 6. Like, at least do something, catch it or hit it back. Like, do something. And AJ Ty. Well, AJ Ty looked like me chasing the ball after, to 3rd man tomorrow afternoon.
Here's Van Beek into Shadab. That's wide and carved away out towards deep backward point. That'll be 4. And he doubles his score. He moves on to 8. Lancashire Lightning 144 for 4.
But then come back and got a couple of wickets, 2 wickets and 2 balls, didn't he? And
yep.
Fantastic, to pick up a couple of wickets. And obviously, the game completely changes if you get rid of Liam Livingstone, who's playing a different game to most of the other players out there and has done through the last campaign. So, if you're going to do an interview and say you should be picked, you stand up and score some runs and see where you get to. So he is playing some of the best cricket I've seen. And Paul made a quality conversation before about he's not just hitting 6s, he's hitting 1s and 2s, and he's reading the game.
Van Beek for Yorkshire balls. Shadab works it across his front pad, out towards square leg. He wants to come back for 2. This will be out. Oh, it should have been out, but it wasn't picked up and swept away onto by Shadab. The throw in towards the keeper, Bairstow, and run out in the end wasn't.
Yeah, it was my mate Andrew Ty coming in from deep backward square. It was a good throw. It just bounced. Shadab could have been run out 3 times in this innings. It is the calling is yes, not sure, keep going, got in.
I sense that you're enjoying it.
He wants a cover and ran and root missed the stumps. He's just run 2 to AJ Ty, and AJ Ty looked like he's at the back end of his career a little bit, to be fair. And but he's everything the Lancs want. He's great in the middle order, busy cricketer, whacks them and bowls leg spin.
Aye.
Yeah, he's a perfect cricketer for Emirates Old Trafford, isn't he? Shadab, great asset, great signing midway through this competition.
Which can't have been, well, I presume can't be an easy thing to do, because you kind of midway through a competition, players are kind of booked up and don't know what their plans are, that type of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm talking rubbish. Here's Van Beek in over the wicket and balls. Turned away by Shadab off his pads to find leg for 1. End of the 15th over, 147 for 4.
So it depends on availability and what your plans are throughout the competition. Yeah, obviously Green was available, wasn't he? Got injured, didn't he? So
yes.
Yeah, so that changes your plans, doesn't it? You would have had Green, similar sort of cricketer, spinner, batted well for Lancashire through this lower middle order. So very like for like cricketer. So that injury of Chris Green is a shame, really, isn't it? And that's why it's created this opportunity, and you had to look at bringing someone else in.
Yep, that's what they've done with 5 overs remaining. And you can see the return of AJ Ty with Shadab on 11. 147 for 4. Ty from the Anderson end. in the balls. It's in the air, flashed off his hip out towards backwards square leg, but just for one. Moves on to 12. And the score now, Lancashire Lightning 148 for 4.
They'll be really happy, Yorkshire, obviously, removing Livingstone, McDermott and Livingstone, and dragging the game back a little bit. They can key this last 5 overs of the game. Who's going to get momentum moving into the innings? Is it going to be Yorkshire? They're going to close out well here, or Lancashire going to kick on and get over 200?
Ty balls, it's full and straight. Ryan off stump, sends in a belter of a Yorker, and it hits the toe end of the bat of Michael Jones. No addition to the Lancashire Lightning score. Yorker fizzed in. To a dot ball. Jones remains on 7. Ty. He's in and balls. Jones tries to swing it away. Takes a leading edge and it flies over Adam Lyth and down towards the 3rd boundary. It's gone for 4 runs. It's not where Michael Jones was aiming, but I'm sure he'll be too bothered at this point. He moves on to 11. Trying to hammer it away over extra cover. Leading edge over Lyth. Down towards the boundary. And they all count. 150 up now for Lancashire Lightning. 152 for 4. Jones is on 11 from 8 balls. Tie balls again. Jones muscles it out towards long on. And well, in the end, I think it's pretty well stopped. He'll come back for 2. It was Matt Revis who, maybe for a second, thought about trying to take the catch and then had to adjust a little late, I think, just to stop it bouncing underneath his body. Going away for 4. Yeah, he kind of drags it back. Denies Lancashire an extra run or 2. 154 for 4. Jones on 13. Here's Ty for Yorkshire in balls. Jones in position to try and scoop it. And he just deflects off some part of his body. It's going to bounce out to cover. It will be a leg by. It's his pad. A little wry smile from the bowler, so just 1 more to Lancashire's score. 155 for 4. 1 ball remaining of the 16th over. Shadab taps the bat. Short 3rd man, short fine leg. 3 on the leg side boundary, 2 on the offside boundary. Tie in, bowls, edge down to 3rd man, that'll be 4. Swing from Shadab. 4 runs takes him to 16. And Lancashire with 4 overs remaining are 159 for 4.
Well, they're on track for 200. And a bit of a shame. Full toss to finish from Ty. He'd be disappointed about looking to Yorker and close out. But Lancashire need to get up and above 200. It's more of a psychological mark, isn't it, in regards to the total. 200 is a big total wherever you are. They don't want to dip down and be in the 190s. 180s would be devastating. Can't surely get more than that from here. And big total, 200 on the board, and then you get a couple of early wickets. It's going to be 12 overs of spin. It'll be a hell of a game, be a good chase. So that's what you're looking for.
Can they get to a score of 200 or more? It will be Jaffa Chauhan in from the Brian Statham end. Jones on strike. Chauhan for Yorkshire balls. Clipped off the pads down towards short fine leg. Jones moves to 14. 160 for 4 here on Lancs TV and on BBC Radio Lancashire as well. The War of the Roses clash between Lancashire and Yorkshire. Second of the double header. Women's game earlier. Thunder losing that fixture. Shadab swings again. The ball goes past him, past the stumps. It's down towards the boundary. It's going to be 4 byes. Misses everything. Shadab stays on 16. Score moves to 164 for 4.
He just sort of missed everything. Gave himself some room. It sort of beat under his bat and then went through Bairstow as well. And big chase for Ty.
It's a tough night in the field. 164 for 4. Chauhan balls and Shadab steps to the leg side and nudges the ball away towards mid-on. Up comes Revis. He's a tall lad, Matt Revis. He's striding up from the boundary towards the fielding circle to do his best to deny a second run for Lancashire Lightning, which he succeeds in doing so.
Yeah, another attempted run out by Shadab there.
165 for 4. Jones back on strike. 3 left of the over. Johan past umpire O'Shaughnessy. And short fine legs in the game. AJ tie. Tucked away down towards that fielder by Michael Jones for 1.
He's bowling, yeah, I must admit, he's mentioned before on commentary, but he has bowled a real control tonight. He does control. He drifts the ball in, it slides it on. He doesn't create a lot of width. Really good control.
In and Shadab off the back foot, muscling out towards the long on boundary. Oh, wants to come back for 2. That's really good from Shadab. Forced out to the right of Revis on the long on boundary, so got to turn and put 2 more on the board, so it's 168 for 4.
He's done well there, Shadab, but Jones especially. Yeah, he's run into the danger and he runs his first one hard. He turns in and he makes a decision. So it's Jones who not dominates that running.
Johan balls. Shadab swings and misses, and it's stopped by Bairstow. And it rattles in, I think, in towards Bairstow's pads, the wicketkeeper for Yorkshire, and it's a dot ball to end the over. He's great fun to watch.
It's almost a, obviously McDermott going up the top, big power player, really good option for Lancashire. But also I think Jones is more suited a little bit in the middle order as well. You'd want him to sort of be at the top. Everyone wants to bat in the top 4. Everyone wants to bat at the top. The field's up, the ball comes on. But Jones is really quick between the wickets. So if you can put bat and ball in the middle, you can clear the ropes, but you can run hard. That's what batting in the middle order is. Here, especially at Old Trafford, if you don't, not everyone can hit the ball like Liam Livingstone. You're playing at a different level. You're an international T20 cricketer. But McDermott hitting the ball differently. So there's room for players like Jones. And in special order, you've got to be able to run fast and move and hit the ball into pockets and then clear the ropes occasionally at the end when you can. So Jones's position almost suits Jones, I think. Gives you more of an opportunity as a cricketer.
Hassan returns, over number 3 for him. Balls, it's full and wide, but too far wide, and umpire Goff calls it a wide. He'll have to bowl that one again. 169 for 4. The thoughts of former Lancashire captain Paul Horton with us tonight here on Lancs TV and on BBC Radio Lancashire. Paul Shaw with us, former Lancashire Thunder head coach. Viewers on Lancs TV will be able to hear from Paul Shaw during the course of the interval. Hassan balls driven by Jones to mid-off. It's a tight single, but he has got through for 1. Throw from AJ Ty towards the stumps at the ball's end, but they do successfully scamper through. It was a bit tight. He's pushing there, but he's may have been okay anyway. Now, listeners across BBC Radio Lancashire during the interval will reflect back on the women's match. We'll hear from Eve Jones, the Lancashire Thunder captain today. Sam balls pulled by Shadab for 6 more. There's been a few of them tonight, teasing the fielder on the boundary edge. There's been a few through the fingers, and Revis joins the list. Shadab to 25, 176 for 4.
Huge hit out there. It wasn't Van Beek again, was it? Long on.
Revis.
It's not easy, this one. This is way over the top. It's a great effort. He's dancing. He is 6. It's a hell of a hit. Shadab.
25 from 15. Hassan balls again. Oh my word, that's even bigger. Watch out in the party stand. It's heading your way. Cover your beer. It's 6 or 7 rows back. Blimey, it's a monster hit. That's ended up in there somewhere. He moves to 31.
Huge hit from Shadab. It's fired in and he just stand and deliver. And it is slightly wind assisted. That ball, the wind does go that way. It carries on, like you saw from Livingstone before. It sort of looked like it went straight up and it carried and carried. This has gone right in the middle of the party stand and he's thrown it back in. Oh, they're getting it back in.
Covered in someone's pint of lager, but it's coming back in.
Yep, it's Foster's on the shiny side.
182 for 4. Shadab 31 from 16. Back-to-back sixes. He is magnificent fun to watch. For all sorts of different reasons. Here's Hassan, balls to Shadab, clubs it back over the ground, back down over the bowler's head. It'll bounce towards the boundary rope, and it's 4 this time. Stand and deliver, swinging merrily away. Shadab to 35, not out. 186 for 4.
Yes, picked it, slower ball, stood, delivered, and clubbed it over tie. Back over his head, back over mid-off head for 4 runs. It's really clean hitting. Really, really clean. Changing the field here. The deep backward points come in. It's a bit of a waste of a fielding position, I thought, anyway, really, for Hassan.
Hassan balls, fires one in full and straight to Shadab, and that's dug out nicely. Just squirted up towards Revis on the long on boundary. Full intent of trying to come back to run 2 if possible, but just 1 available there for Lancashire Lightning. 187 for 4, 1 ball remaining of the 18th over, and then 12 deliveries to go. Jones on 16. Expensive over here for Hassan Ali, who's in and bowls. The reverse attempted by Jones doesn't quite get the timing he was searching for, and in the end almost toe ends it up in the air, but it bounces short of Chauhan. And that completes the over. Well, it's been a bit of a breathless over, that. Bit of a breathless innings, hasn't it, so far? These games kind of conjure those moments up, but Lancashire Lightning, with 2 overs remaining, are 188 for 4.
Well, it's a great innings cameo here from Shadab, isn't it? 38 off 18. 4 fours and 3 sixes. And it really has been a really, really nice innings. Obviously, we mentioned at the start of the top of the innings, players standing up and the bigger players doing that, and you only need a couple of them to do that. So, what has happened here? The overseas, McDermott's gone at stroke 46 off 23, 200. Livingstone 60 again for Lancashire, another 50 in this competition, and then the new import overseas player has now got 36 off 18. So, the players that are there to do that are standing up again for Lancashire. If they get a total, they get above 200, they're going to have 12 overs of spin. It's going to take some chasing. It'll be a hell of an innings to chase, but Yorkshire do have the power to do it.
There's Van Beek, 4th and final over for him tonight. Slower ball to begin with, nicely out the way by Shadab at the non-striker's end. Look at them for silky hips. Swaying out the way of it, that was hit back towards him. Jones moves to 18, 189 for 4. He could apply for the old Strictly Come Dancing, couldn't he, with moves like that at the non-striker's end? Shadab can't.
He could do, yeah. I reckon Van Beek could have a go as well. He did the cha-cha-cha on the boundary before, didn't he? Trying to catch that cricket ball, so he could probably have a go at the next Strictly Come Dancing.
189 for 4. Van Beek in and ball. Slow ball to Shadab. That's hammered away through the offside. Run 2, Adam Lythe, usual suspect out there for Yorkshire, happy to take a little bit of the friendly encouragement from the supporters behind him.
And is Van Beek an overseas player?
Presume so, yeah. He may, yeah, presume so.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
He could be in with the local category. In comes Van Beek, balls again. Oh, that's hit back over his head. It's in the air and caught. Well, he's got 3 tonight, Van Beek. Ty takes the catch. Shadab has gone for 38. Magnificent fun while it lasted. Lancashire lose their 5th wicket. 191 for 5.
Really, really, really good bowling. Van Beek has bowled some really nice slower balls in the middle here. He's run his fingers over the ball, he's hit the deck hard, and he's got used. His first over in the power play really got clubbed. But he's come back really well in this middle period. Run his fingers over the ball. Shadab 38 off 20. Brilliant innings and brilliant cameo for Lancashire down the lower order.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he has been terrific in that little spell there.
Have you cleared up Van Beek's ECB registration?
I'm leaving that to you. You love your paperwork. You're the former captain.
He was born in New Zealand.
That's for certain. That doesn't necessarily mean.
No. That's the start of it, isn't it?
Yes.
Has he played cricket in South Africa?
191 for 5. Blatherwick's the new batter. Here's Van Beek. He's got 3 balls left this evening. Van Beek in, balls to Blatherwick. He's gone for the Yorker. Blatherwick swings away. He gets a little bottom edge on that. And out towards the leg side, towards mid-wicket for a single. Good. It was a very thin bottom edge from Blatherwick, but it just squirted away towards the leg side. So it's worth 192 for 5. How far north of 200 can Lancashire try and get tonight? Jones is back on strike and beaten on 18. Van Beek in, balls again, balls it slow and into the pitch, and the uppercut attempted by Jones. Both umpires are looking at each other. What's the outcome of this? It's going to be a wide. Jones just proving the point as he tries to rehearse the uppercut at the non-striker's end. Why call?
It's clever bowling again from Van Beek. He's dug it. It's a slower ball bouncer. Yes, it's sat up and it's become a wide, but it's really good bowling. That's how he dismissed Liam Livingstone. Dug the ball in, slower ball. Levy tried to hit it over the keeper, gloved one. Yeah, it's really good bowling, clever bowling, experienced bowling.
In and bowls, Blatherwick. Oh, wow! Blatherwick hammers it out towards the leg side and all the way for 6. In towards the seats below the hotel to bring up 200 for Lancashire Lightning. What a way to do it! Walloped by Blatherwick over the leg side for 6.
Yes, a slower ball again. He just into his arc. He's picked it and just stood and delivered, Blatherwick. Baseball-esque. And it went a long way. It went a real long way. And it's into the breeze out there, slight breeze. It's a hell of a hit that. And the crowd is really revving up a little bit here.
They're enjoying it, aren't they? 200 for 5, Lancashire. And he fires running full and wide of off stump to complete his 4th and final over. It was decent up until that Blatherwick hit for 6. So it's a dot ball to end it. Nice way to end it from Van Beek. Wide Yorker, which deceives Jack Blatherwick, but a bit of damage done in the over because of the way that Blatherwick hit that ball for 6. 200 for 5, 6 balls left, so they've got to 200, Paul. You happy, man?
Yeah, it's a good total. I think anytime you get 200 in a T20, it is a good total. It's an imposing total you put on the board. You know, it's still going to take some defending. It's going to take some clever bowling, especially through the middle period. They've got to get out of the power play without too much damage, and then, you know, take out the big players of Yorkshire. But it's going to be a hell of a cricket match.
Well, as you say, if they chase it, anything that's going to chase down that's 200 is a belting finish, isn't it? So if they get somewhere near, we're in for a corking finish. Right, 1 over left. It'll be bowled by Hassan Ali. And muscled out towards the leg side by Michael Jones. And over the rope for 6. Jones starts the final over with his biggest hit of the evening. He's on to 24 not out. Lancashire Lightning 206 for 5.
Really, really good strike. He sat deep, slower ball to sat, clubbed it into the leg side. It is wind assisted. You're hitting with the breeze if you're hitting that way. But Hassan Ali's got to do something slightly different. He's either got to go under the feet or he's got to do something slightly different. Use his bouncer.
In balls that gets through to Bairstow. They're going to scramble through for a bye. Every run counts. 207 for 5.
Yeah, and there it is. It's under the feet. So it's a Yorker under the feet. You can't keep on a slow ball with the breeze. You miss that, you get it wrong, they pick it. You get clubbed into the leg side. He has got 45 up, third man, pack point all up. So it is hard to go with that. But I think he's winning. If Blatherwick and Jones are trying to reverse lap him, you know, it's a win.
207 for 5. 4 balls left. Blatherwick waits. Hassan's in. Balls. Blatherwick goes again. 6 more for Lancashire Lightning. Dealing just in 6s tonight, Jack Blatherwick. His 2nd of the evening. He moves to 13. 213 for 5, and the Lankies are loving it.
Hell of a shot again. Really, really good shot. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant shot. But again, it's poor bowling from Hassan Ali. He's an experienced cricketer. It's a slower ball. Rolls his finger over, tries to get wide, and he gets clubbed. This will be a Yorker again. His last Yorker was a dot ball.
Hassan in. Bowls, goes for the Yorker, and Blatherwick drills it along the ground through mid-off, turns and comes back for a second and dives into a whole heap of dust. Brilliant running from Blatherwick. Had to put the dive in to make sure he was home. Lands in the dirt in the process. You need to watch those, Jack. 2:15 for 5.
He's great running. He's clubbed out to Andrew Ty, and they've just run at him, basically. Run a 2 at him. He's gone the keeper's end, which is a hell of a hard throw to do, hell of a hard place to get the ball back to run out. But it's fast running, and that's Jones. It's Jones running back hard. Like I said, Jones is incredibly quick between the wickets. As soon as Blatherwick hits that ball, he goes, he turns, he's in and out, and he's back. So that's why Ty, he's put pressure on. He's trying to run out the longer end. Lovely Yorker, though.
He was. He's dusted himself down. 2 balls left. 2:15 for 5. Hassan bowls. Blatherwick trying to clear extra cover. He's caught just at the edge of the circle by Joe Root. But it's superb from Blatherwick. 15 from 5 with 3 sixes in there. It's outstanding little cameo, isn't it, from Jack Blatherwick. Correction, 2 sixes in there. He goes for 15. 215 for 6. But he's done his little part there, hasn't he, Jack Blatherwick?
Yeah, brilliant innings. Yeah, 15 from 6. Wow, he's just come out and cleared the ropes. It's exactly what's needed. And that's back end. Yeah, we said the last 5 overs we're going to set the tone. We're going to set the momentum of where the innings was. You know, Lancashire this back 5 have got probably 65, something like that. So they're taking the momentum in, and the total is now not just 200. It will be 218 to something like that. It's a different ball game then. You're nearly into 11s and over to start the game. Hassan Ali last couple of overs have been poor. You know, for a quality operator of this ilk is too poor. He's bowled two Yorkers in this over, and he's got a leg by and a wicket.
Here is Hassan in around the wicket. Swing from Moores. They'll try and get through for a bye. They will get through for a bye. And is that it? It is. That was the final ball. They've scampered through for a bye. So Moores, well, he's kind of done his job. He swung and went for it just to add 1 more to the Lancashire Lightning total. 216 for 6 is what Lancashire Lightning finish on from 20 overs. They'll be delighted, Paul Horton, with that.
Yeah, they really will be. If you win the toss here, Emirates Old Trafford on a really, really good wicket, you want to stand up. And they have done, and they've got 216 for 6, and that'll take some chasing.
Okay, 216 for 6, 217 to win for Yorkshire. Viewers on Lancs TV, here's Chris Malaband.
Lancashire closed their innings on 216 for 6. An excellent effort from Keaton Jennings' side, setting Yorkshire almost 11 and over to win this T20 Blast fixture. The scoring was consistent through the innings, and despite the early loss of captain Keaton Jennings for naught, Liam Livingstone with 60, Ben McDermott with 46 and Shadab Khan with a breezy 38 propelled Lancashire up to a demanding total. Yorkshire will have to go well tonight to chase this down, but they are a team who have chased over 200 successfully before this season. Delighted to say Ben McDermott is alongside me now. Ben, well batted, 46 off 23 balls. You played with really positive intent out there.
Thank you. Yeah, it was nice to get a little score on the board there and get us off to a good start and contribute to I think a decent total on this wicket. It's going to be a tough defend, but I think we're up to it. Yeah.
You were particularly savage on your fellow Australian AJ Tye in an early over. Did you decide at the start of that over you were going to target him?
Not really. I think I generally give myself a few overs or a couple of overs and then look to be quite aggressive. So it was my matchup and luckily tonight it came off early and I was able to get away.
Pitch playing truly?
Yeah, it's good. It's a really nice pitch. I think it's around 200 would have been a good score, and I think we're well above par here. So we're still going to have to bowl well. So, like I said, I think it's a good total.
What will be the main messages in the dressing room, do you think, Ben, in terms of defending this?
I think slow balls into the wicket were sitting up a little bit off pace. Was a little bit invariable in their bounce, but obviously it's quite short one way here. It normally is, and the breeze is sort of swirling. So trying to get them to hit one side to the big side, and I think we'll be okay. Yeah.
Well, Ben, all the very best for the reply. Well batted tonight.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Ben McDermott there with 46 from 23 balls, one of the standouts in the Lancashire innings. Quickly bring in Paul Shaw here. Paul, Ben seems confident that 216 for 6 is above par. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think probably par's 190 to 200 here today, so I think they certainly are above par. I think they played some great cricket, some explosive cricket, And it'd be interesting how Yorkshire do. I've seen them this season just a couple of weeks ago, chase down 205 at Headingley, so they'll be fancying it big time too.
Yorkshire with a powerful batting lineup. It includes Joe Root. Can Lancashire defend 216? We will find out after this short commercial break. Yorkshire about to begin their attempt at closing off Lancashire's target. 217 the Tykes need to win this match. But if Lancashire take a wicket with the first ball of the innings, of course, the first ball flyer comes into play, because you could win 2 tickets courtesy of Emirates to fly to Cape Town. This is a promotion that's always caused huge excitement, as we found out last season.
Statham end. 217 will win it for Yorkshire if they get there, Paul. You say well done, don't you? Because that is a lot of runs to get chasing in a T20 match. Yeah, not only a T20 match, it's live on Sky, 20,000 people in. It's, you know, it's a huge game. So you chase 217, you shake hand, you deserve to win, you get knocked out of competition. You know, Lancs have done everything today. They won the toss, they got a big total on the board. You know, the chances of, the Wasp total on Sky is, 16% for Yorkshire. Everything's in Lancashire's favour at the moment. It can soon change. Yeah, 16%. As we can see, viewers on Lancs TV with Lythe and Luxton to open the batting. Oh, Jimmy's not happy with the ball. Yeah, brand new. And just for qualification, so, Lancs have to finish third. They do. And then they have to have more points than the other 2 teams who finished third as well. They have to have more points than one of the other 2 teams. One of the other teams, which is probably looking like the South group. Aye, I think so. Because, you look at the Central and West. Glamorgan are 5th. They've got 20 points already. Here's Anderson in and bowls. Lythe is turned round. Comes off the edge of the bat. Flashes down towards the third man boundary, Blatherwick Fields, and there is 1 run. Yeah, I think it is likely that it's going to, if Lancashire are going to qualify by finishing third, which is their only option, it'd be 26 points. Lancs would have 26 from now, wouldn't they? Yes. If they finish, so you're looking at really, it's the Essex you want to target. Yep, Essex have got Hampshire tonight, and they're well on top in that game. But they have Surrey away on Sunday in their final group game. Anderson to Luxton. In and balls, driven handsomely away. It's a gorgeous shot. Will Luxton up and running with a beautiful shot. Punch through extra cover for 4. Yorkshire 5 without loss. It's a beautiful start. It was a beautiful. It was a classic Jimmy delivery. It swung away nicely, and he just eased into it. And top traditional, stood, stand and deliver. Really nice shot there, just on top of the bounce. Brought around a field change. Bit of swing. There was a bit of swing for Hassan Ali early. Yeah, the lights are coming on, kick in effect. Maybe a bit of swing for Jimmy. Here comes Anderson in, balls. Luxton hits it back over Anderson's head. It will be stopped by Livingstone. Luxton through for 1. Livingston's kind of come round to his right-hand side, mid-off to field that. And if anyone is going to swing a cricket ball, it will be James. So there might be these shadows, obviously just taking a little effect. Lancs got a couple of wickets early here, put Yorkshire under pressure. The power play is really, really key. Knock them back in the power play. Yorkshire, same thing. They'll be wanting to get into this total. That really sets up the game. Lythe taps the bat. Anderson in, bowls. Lythe down the pitch, swings. It squirts off the inside edge of the bat. Joe Moores fields at deep back with square leg. Run for Lythe. He moves to 2. Yorkshire 7 without loss. Brings Luxton on strike. Yep, if they win Lancashire tonight, then they're looking at that 3rd spot, and it would go into Sunday's final group game. Qualification would go in. Doesn't matter what happens in the other games tonight. It would still be on going into that final game on Sunday if Lancashire can win this evening. Luxton's on 5. He waits for Anderson, who's in and bowls, and that's clobbered over mid-on, up and over long on, and I think somewhere down the stairwell. It's gone through exit E4 below the point. He's gone for 6, 13 without loss. Really good batting from Lux. He stood there and clubbed it for 6, not just through this, but wide mid-on. Really, really strong batting. Jimmy overpitched his first ball at him. He knows he's not going to overpitch again. He just stood, delivered. That is really impressive batting.
Interesting as well, the ball was thrown in by Moores the previous delivery, and he bounced it in, and they told him to keep it up. They obviously want the ball to swing a little bit. They obviously want to keep the shine on the ball.
Anderson in, balls, Luxton pushes up towards mid-off. It's fielded by Livingstone, and there's no run. Well, that's the end of the over. They've got 13 off the first. A 4 and a 6 in there, and 3 singles as well. Luxton's on 11. And Yorkshire 13 without loss. That target is 217 to win.
Which is rare normally, because they want to scuff the ball up, get it soft, get it to yourself. Obviously, they want to try and take wickets with this new ball, trying to shine it, get something. Yeah, they're obviously going to hit them hard with Stanley and Jimmy. Try and take wickets, which is only what you can do in the power play with the ball in hand. You can't be defensive, you can't bowl to not get hit. You've got to bowl to take wickets. And then obviously I think we will then see a huge pattern of spin bowling. If you look at the Yorkshire innings, the only bowlers that went under 10s were the 2 spinners. The 3 quicks went over 10 and over each of them. Yeah, will Yorkshire rue the fact that they left Don Bess on the sideline, near shape of their side? Could they have had an extra spinner, but more spin?
Yeah, Don Bess was in the squad, not selected. Here's Mitch Stanley in, fires one in full to Adam Lyth. That just tails away and into the gloves of Matthew Hurst, brushing the pads of Lyth perhaps.
Straight and full and quick.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Surprised he got away with it not being a wide, I must admit. Went down the leg side. It did tail at the back end, but it's straight and full and quick.
So maybe just clip the pads of Adam Lyth for that wide not to be called. Did tail, didn't it? Just at the last minute, just swung away from Adam Lyth. And Lyth launches into this next delivery, sends it over Blatherwick out towards deep backward square leg, and the ball somewhere in the party stand. 6 for Lyth. He moves to 8. Yorkshire 19 without loss.
And that's going to be the way Lyth's going to hit. Obviously, left and right hand. He's hitting with the breeze there. So anything up on these legs, he's going to try and take down that side. That is the side that the wind assisted. We saw the balls fly over that side, even the one. So that's where they're going to target. A beauty of having a left-handed opening partnership. A, different line for the bowls, but also you can target different ends.
Lyth on 8. Stanley back in. Down the leg side, it's a wide, it's deflected beyond the reach of the keeper. I think he may have just pushed it with his glove, but the ball's swinging away down the leg side and called a wide by umpire O'Shaughnessy, and they got through as well, so the score moves on to 21 without loss.
And the ball is swinging. That has swung down the leg side.
Yeah.
This ball is swinging. No wonder they want to keep it shining, keep it up. It is swinging, this cricket ball. So right-hander on strike, short third man. Surprised he'll slip in.
He's almost kind of like a fly slip, isn't he?
Yeah.
In that kind of short third position. I think it's Keaton Jennings that. Here's Stanley in, balls, and balls! Luxton! He enjoyed that, didn't he, Mitchell Stanley? Gives him a little bit of a send-off as well. Went for a big hit. He missed. Stanley didn't. Luxton goes. Yorkshire 21 for 1 in the second.
Just what extra pace does. They're going to check the no ball here. They are going to check the no ball. That extra pace, he has got incredible pace, Stanley. If he gets it right, it is really hard. I think the no ball's fine. It's not a problem. Not a problem at all. But he's quick. He swung away. He gave himself a bit of room, Luxton. Obviously wanted to crush it through the offside, but it was a bit of a soft dismissal in the end. He just gave himself some room, and the swing did him. It just swung and it top of off. And that's that little bit of swing just tailed on him at the top of off. It's a really good cricket delivery.
Swing and at that pace as well.
Yeah.
It's done for Luxton. Lancashire's players and supporters celebrate. So an early breakthrough in the power play. And Yorkshire 21 for 1. Halfway through this second over. It's Joe Root, who's the new batter. The 2 umpires are having a chat here. Oh, hang on. George Balderson's running. Oh, I think oh dear, I think he's broken the bails. Replacement bails required. So they're being replaced. Bit of damage done, it would appear. As this ball clapped into the stumps, smashed one of those bails. So new bails out there now.
More traditional field, normal third man, backward point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, 45, deep backward square leg. Be a nice victim, this Joe Root.
Be handy, wouldn't it? Here's Stanley to Root. Finds one in full. Again, that just tails away from Root. That little bit of shape away. Late at pace to Root. Beats him through to the keeper.
Nice, and that's that swing. Full swinging away. Try and take wickets. Just tailed away. But it's the pace. It's the pace that's done for. Like I said previously before that ball was bowled, I'm surprised there wasn't a slip in. If you're going to get Root, you've got to try and get him early. It's his first ball. There is now a slip, but a lot of the time the horse bolts into the other field if the gate's open. You can shut it after, it's not a problem. But if he'd have nicked that and gone for 4, he'd be regretting it.
Slips in place now. 21 for 1. Stanley's tearing in here, trying to give it a chance to swing again. That fullish length, just a fraction too full there. Driven by Root, fielded by McDermott, that extra cover, and there's no run.
And Stanley has an X factor, doesn't he? He's got extreme pace. He's a big man, big lad, comes bounding in, he can bowl 90 plus. That is what you're looking for. You know, at the top level, they're looking for this at the top level, but at this level, it is incredible fast pitch bowling, chance to take wickets with this new ball.
Final ball of his first over. Root off the back foot, deep in the crease and forced to defend, pushing it away to point. Super stuff from Mitchell Stanley. Outstanding first over. 2 gone. 21 for 1. Lyth on 8. Root's yet to get off the mark. And Emirates Old Trafford enjoying what they're watching so far this evening. Long way to go. Lanky tries to whip up the crowd.
He does. It's noisy now. A bit of buzz in the crowd, bit of noise. Really, really nice. Lanks on top here as they take the ball. Jimmy swing, Stanley express pace. Yeah, it's amazing to think they've been in this position in this competition.
Here is Anderson, second over for him. Bowls but down the leg side to Adam Lyth. Umpire Goff calls it a wide. It's flashed up on the big screen out on the corner of the ground as well. And Yorkshire had a run to their total, 22 without loss. Luxton, who got a brilliant score here. Bairstow got the headlines last year in that win for Yorkshire with his century, but Luxton made 90 off just 46 deliveries. He's the man that's out for Yorkshire. Lyth waits, Anderson's in, he's down the pitch, hitting it up and over extra cover, and that's going to be all the way for 6. Can't do that to Jimmy Anderson.
Used his feet and just slapped it over cover. Lyth knows Jimmy's going to push the ball away from him. Lyth's strong if they were clipping the ball into the leg side. He's got deep mid-wicket and a deep square leg. That's swung in, he's held it. It's really, really good batting. Yeah, it's incredible batting. It's a lot better batting than it looks from here, because that is swung back into the middle leg. So but Jimmy's not giving him any room. Lyth's created the room and he's clubbed it over the offside. It's really good batting.
14 to Lyth. He loves these fixtures too. 28 for 1. We're in the third. Anderson wide his first ball. His second is hammered up and over extra cover for 6. He's in once more. Lyth leans into it, pushes to point, and Jennings fields, and there's no run. A load of lanky fielders inside the circle on the offside. The short third man, the backward point, the cover point, the extra cover mid-off, all inside the circle on that offside. The 2 outside the fielding circle are on the leg side. There's a deep mid-wicket and a deep backward square leg, almost kind of fine leg really, where Moores is. And then the mid-on. Here's Anderson for Lancashire to Lyth. Does he clear Livingstone? He does. A couple of bouncers over the boundary. 4 to Lyth. And the Yorkshire opener moves on to 18, 32 for 1.
Used his feet again and just clubbed it. He's really strong using his feet. He's had a really good campaign again, Lyth. He's been around a long time, played a lot of cricket. He's got a lot of runs for Yorkshire, but he's still a powerhouse at the top. And that left-hand, right-hand combination, really, really effective at the top. And it just shows how good a cricket wicket this is at Old Trafford. It is a wonderful wicket, this. And so it should be.
Anderson balls. Lyth looks to try and rock back and pull it. Yeah, wants a top edge, which may well have deflected. It has onto Lyth's helmet. So they'll just have to kind of check all this out.
Be a concussion.
It will. Just that little deflection onto the old helmet, and he'll have to get checked out with that. So a little bit of a stoppage. We're in the third over, 32 for 1. Paul Shaw was out in the middle before the women's match, chatting to the ground staff. This wicket hasn't been used since the first game of the Women's T20 World Cup here. So it's been just lying, having a little snooze and resting and recovering. So it's been used, but not for a while.
Yeah, the wickets are, the wickets are fantastic here. They're hard, they're bouncy, they're great for white ball cricket. If anything, they've complained the wickets are too flat for 4-day cricket in, really over the last few years with regards to draws. Obviously we saw some wickets this year, man, with the Middlesex wicket that, they tried to keep a bit extra green liveliness to it. But the wickets for white ball cricket, the ball bounces, the ball comes on. They're beautiful to play on. It's stand and deliver.
By the way, that Middlesex game, they're found in favour of Lancashire.
The cricket regulator?
They have. So there was some questions about the pitch for that Middlesex 4-day game, but they're found in favour of Lancashire. So no further action required.
Yeah, well, good on that, because it's not gone to the cricket discipline panel, which I sit on. But I wouldn't be able to sit on that because of a conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest.
Yes. But yeah, the pitch thing is an interesting, sides trying to get results, and then sometimes weather dictates. It might rain a little bit. Wickets are their own live thing, aren't they? So sometimes they do more, they do things that don't. There was some rain heading into that game.
Yeah.
The wicket was probably slightly underpaired because of the rain heading into the game, and the groundsman couldn't get on the surface. That happens. It's all part of the.
Absolutely.
Part of sport, isn't it? The grounds are being tested more these days. You've seen this is a double header today. 20 years ago it wasn't a double header, was it? There's now more games. There's a World Cup on. There's the women's game. There's Women's T20 Blast. There's a women's other 50-over competition. Yes, there's outground dues and there's Farrington and all stuff like that. However, the grounds are used more than they ever have been. So there is the odd time where the odd wicket has to come back, has to be brought back again. It may not come up to scratch. This is used, it's the second time around. So most of these wickets, it's not a big square at Old Trafford. So will have to be used over and over again. So sometimes they may seem more speed. Part of the game.
What's wrong with that? Yeah, what's wrong with that?
It's a fine line. It is a fine line. It really is a fine line on the wickets, I must admit.
Well, I was here for that championship game, and I think the right outcomes happened. Ball was on top, certainly, but it made for Lancashire on the wrong end of it. But it made for a pretty interesting game of 4-day cricket, 3-day cricket. Anyway, we're back underway here. 32 for 1. We're in the third over. So Adam Lyth's all right. He's been checked out. While we were chatting about all that, the spectators were having a bit of a dance in the stands. It's a reasonable little stoppage, that, wasn't it? Will that affect anybody? We'll see. Anderson around the wicket this time to Lyth, off his hip. Just nudged down towards the fielder Moore's fine leg. Single for Lyth. He moves to 19, 33 for 1. With 1 ball left, the third over. And you mentioned Farrington. I was there yesterday. Lancashire had an event to kind of almost officially open the facility. They will be playing some first-team cricket there in the next couple of weeks. Both men's and women's cricket will be played at Farrington in the next few weeks. Looks terrific, the ground.
Yeah, I've not been, but it looks, from the pictures and obviously I've seen, it looks a wonderful, new arena for Lancashire cricket.
Anderson in, Roots on strike, Root off the hip, over Stanley, which is some effort because he's the giant of a man, but he gets it over Stanley at short fine leg and down to the boundary, and Root off the mark with that. It's turned into quite a handy over that for Yorkshire. A 6 and a couple of 4s in it. As Anderson collects his cap, Root's up and running. And Yorkshire in hot pursuit, target 217 to win this game. 37 for 1 after 3.
Yeah, no, you don't often see Jimmy go for 29 off 2. They've played really nicely. Life's attacked Jimmy hard, hasn't he? Used his feet, Root sat deep there and just helped it on it. Clever batting, really good opposites. These guys, Root, who would you want else to come in at number 3 in a game for Joe Root? He's an incredible player. Live's a powerhouse, but Stanley and Jimmy, it'll be interesting to see what Lancashire use through the back end of the power play with regards whether they go to spin or will they stick with seam bowling.
Mitchell Stanley's in. Full and wide and driven by Lythe, bouncing out towards McDermott. That extra cover, no run. Used 2 seamers here the other day against Derbyshire. Didn't actually use Jack Blatherwick as a bowler in that match. They had Stanley and Anderson bowling 4 each, and then the 3 spinners bowled 4 overs each. And
I would have thought that'd be the plan. There'll be the plan to be bowling, trying to bowl the seam in the power play to get out of it, and then after the power play get into the spin.
Yeah.
If Jimmy's gone 2 overs 29, does that change the plan?
Mitchell Stanley's back in again, back of a length, lies into it, clears mid-wicket, and in towards the stands, rattling around in front of that temporary stand. Lythe looking like he's in the mood for a run chase. He's on to 25 for Yorkshire, 43 for 1 now.
It's really good for Lythe. It sort of suits him this a little bit. The pace on the ball fine, but it's not going to trouble Lythe. He's been around a long time, played a lot of experienced cricket, but also the ball swinging back at him. He's hitting with the breeze, isn't he? So if he's full, he will clip it. If he's short, he will try and pull it, and anything on it, anything head high as well. There's no one behind the keeper and short fine leg.
43 for 1. Stanley bowls back of a length. It's down the leg side. They're claiming there's a bit of glove on that, and they've got it. The finger goes up. Adam Lythe departs. He's been caught down the leg side. Stanley fancies it. Hurst agrees.
He's standing here live. He's either, I don't think he's happy with the catch, Lythe. I think he stood here because of the catch. I don't think he's, obviously he can't say anything with regards to being given out, but he stood there. He's not left. He's not happy with the catch. Really, if he's been given out, he's just got to walk off. But this could be overturned here. I'm not sure if this has been caught.
Yeah, Lythe's seen the replay. We're watching replays on the big screen.
Too far away here. I don't think this has been caught.
Well, he's diving forward, Matthew Hurst. Has he got his gloves underneath the ball? It's almost impossible to be sure from that angle. We look front on now. Has that bounced into the gloves, or has that been taken cleanly into the gloves?
I think this is, I'm not sure. I don't think anyone really knows.
No.
I think if it does bounce just before and goes into your gloves, all you feel is the ball going into your gloves. So,
well, there is a TV umpire. He's taking a look at this, and we'll soon find out. Out! They like the catch. Rob White, the TV umpire, has taken a look a couple of times, and he feels it's a fair catch, and Lythe has to go for 25. Yorkshire lose their second wicket, 43 for 2. Sometimes when you look at those more and more times, you do see them quite often overturned, but I don't know, it's been given out on field, so whether there's a kind of enough evidence on that replay to suggest that shouldn't be given out. Rob White's happy with it. Lythe's got to go. 43 for 2 in the 4th.
yeah, it is one of those things. The more you look at it, the more you slow it down, the more it becomes not out. It's interesting. He's nonchalant when he catches at Hurst, but gives the impression that he's not really caught it. I know that may be just the way he is, but maybe just so convicted that he has caught it. Normally they do get overturned then, because the more you slow it down, the more you replay it, the more it looks like it's bounced, and that's the natural thing of how these replays look. They look worse slowed down than they are, but he's gone with the decision. He carried on. VAR takes, VAR is into the game. My fee for this, isn't it? Yeah, Argentina, or I don't know what's going on. Who knows?
Thankfully, it didn't take 10 minutes to resolve the issue like it has in the World Cup. Right, Bairstow's out there. Hang on. Here's Stanley in, bowls. Bairstow knocks it into the onside, and there's no run. Got a lovely warm welcome to Johnny Bairstow as he headed out to the middle. Those inside the ground that were here for this fixture last year will still be having a few cold sweats over Bairstow's 116, which helped Yorkshire to win the game. Can they get better? The two big boys are here, aren't they? Bairstow and Root. But Stanley's got 2 for 14, 43 for 2. Target 217. Stanley bowls again, best off the back foot, pushes into the offside, bouncing out to Jones at extra cover, no run. And super stuff here from Mitchell Stanley. Hit for 6 and his second ball. His comeback's wicket and 2 dots.
He really is. It's sort of cramped line. There was like a slower ball and he got awkward position. He just gloved it down the leg side. He was really disappointed walking off. But it's that X factor from Stanley, something different. He changes the pace, a real effective. If you bowl 90 mile an hour, change of pace is really effective. So he's an X factor and he's a wicket taker.
Final ball of the over. Mitchell Stanley bowls, Bairstow edges. Down to Jennings, bouncing in front of Keaton Jennings. Terrific stuff from Mitchell Stanley. He's bowled 2 of his 4. What would you do, Captain Paul Horton? Would you go? They're going to go again with Jimmy. Would you go again with Stanley and just bowl seam through this power play?
Yeah, Stanley's got to bowl again. Yeah, they look like they're set up to bowl seam all the way through the power play. The ball is swinging. They've got 2 wickets. They've got Root and Bairstow at the crease. If you're ever going to try and take another wicket, it's now, before they go into spin. They've got to keep moving. They've got to keep trying to take wickets. If they can remove one of these now, they can move forward and keep going with it. So that's their only option, really. They won't want to risk a change of spin, I don't think, now.
Anderson over number 3. Root on strike. Anderson in. Root pulls, top edges. Who fancies it? Stanley says it's mine. Takes the catch. Anderson gets Root. Yorkshire 3 down, 43 for 3. Root departs for 4, and it's all smiles for Jimmy as Root departs, and Stanley says, no problem, I'll take a very routine catch.
Really, it's a shame. The ball just sat in the surface a little bit, and he tried to just help it on like he did his previous ball, and he just got a top edge, and it was just quite a soft dismissal, really. He just sat in, he just pulled it, and Stanley takes a really comfortable catch, and all of a sudden they're 3 down, Yorkshire in a power play. And you want to be 3 down in a power play, you want to take wickets, and that's what they've carried on with the 2 seamers. You get a total on the board, you put pressure on, you've got the crowd behind you, and that's it. It's easy.
Well, you make it sound easy.
Yeah, that's the key with it. In Yorkshire, they just keep coming with the internationals. You know, you got Mo and Ali's walking out to the crease now. So they're just, their top order is, experienced international cricketers. You got 2 blokes on 0. It's really what they wanted. Lancashire all over Yorkshire at the moment.
They are that. 43 for 3. 1 ball into the 5th over. Moeen Ali. Out in the middle, Anderson in, balls to Moeen. Oh, he's come off an inside edge just over the stumps, and it's stopped by Matthew Hurst. It's terrific stuff from Anderson. Feels like there's something happening with every delivery at the minute.
And now the crowd's behind you. You can hear the noise, Emirates Old Trafford. It is bouncing. And that's what you wanted. That's what Lancashire wanted. It's a big game for Lancashire. It's a must win. So they need to get on top, and everything is running for them tonight.
So far it is. 43 for 3. Anderson over the wicket, balls. Moeen defends. Defends out to the leg side where Keaton Jennings buzzing and bouncing around at mid-wicket to field, and there's no run. Wicket, dot, dot to start the 5th over. Moeen with tons of experience of all different circumstances. I'm sure he won't be too phased at the minute, having to absorb some pressure from Jimmy from one end and Stanley from the other. 43 for 3 Yorkshire. Anderson in, balls again. Moeen pushing away, another dot ball, bouncing out to cover. It's brilliant from Jimmy. Can't find a way to release the pressure, Yorkshire. 3 dot balls sent down to Moeen Ali. This is Anderson's 3rd on the spin from the Anderson end. What a season he's having for Lancashire with the red ball and now with the white ball. Balls to Moeen, that's off the hip. Down to fine leg where Joe Moore's fields, and Moeen gets off the mark. Yorkshire 44 for 3. 1 ball left of the 5th over.
It's been a brilliant 5th over, and Jimmy, obviously the wicket of Root gets the crowd going, doesn't it? Gets everyone up, and if you can't support, get behind England's all-time leading wicketaker Anderson from his own end that he created. You know, what can you do when you're supporting Lancashire on a Friday night?
Well, he started with Root.
He'd like Bairstow.
Can he end with Bairstow? He's got one ball left in this third over. His third over, the 5th of the innings. Bairstow's on naught. Anderson in, bowls, Bairstow drops it into the onside and jogs through for a single. It's the end of the over. Brilliant from James Anderson. And Lancashire Lightning are all over Yorkshire at the minute. 5 gone, 45 for 3.
Yeah, and it's the 3 wickets that are key. So the 3 wickets, you always try to target wickets in a power play. If you can get to 3, the statistics on winning a game hugely increase when you take 3 wickets in a power play. So you're looking to take wickets in a power play. It's what sides are looking to do. Now, obviously, Yorkshire will be trying to get out and build some sort of partnership now. They need to quieten the crowd a little bit, get a partnership, get a bit of rhythm going, stay in the game a little bit longer, and then kick on from there. But they need some sort of partnership coming out of this power play. Need to wrestle the momentum back. Now the crowd's up. Lancashire towels are up. Yeah, you can hear them singing. Yeah, the place is rocking. Doesn't rock like this for years.
Here's Mitchell Stanley. It will be 3 on the spin for him. Balls to Bairstow. That's guided down towards wide third man for a single. Bairstow moves to 2. 46 for 3 in the 6th.
And it is interesting. It's an interesting tactic using the same 2 bowlers in the power play. Normally you see an over here and over there, over here, bit of spin, bit of off spinner starts or left arm spinner. You know, the change. This is set out as in 3 and 3. Now, yes, you've got an X factor, 90 mile an hour, and you've also got a leading all-time wicket taker. So you've got options to do that. But he's set up to do that. Blatherwick is a backup, really, isn't he?
Stanley over the wicket. Balls, it was an inside edge from Moeen. He wasn't sure where it had gone. It ricocheted back onto him and then deflected into the offside and fielded by Stanley off his own bowling. And there's no run. He's loving every minute, isn't he, Mitchell Stanley?
And then you're going to go into spin. It'll be probably, I would have thought, Shadab Khan will come down that end and you'll try and squeeze it. And then the play is on, isn't it? The play is to then spin quick through the overs, hustle round, squeeze overs in, hustle it through to 10. All of a sudden you look up and it's, geez, when you go 10 overs go, when you see 140. That's the game plan.
Moeen waits as Stanley strides in. Back of a length delivery, which Moeen tries to whip out towards the leg side. Just beaten a little bit there, I think, for pace as it rolls up his thigh pad. Another dot ball. It's a brilliant spell of bowling from Mitchell Stanley. 2 for 15 from 2.3 overs.
It really is. It'll be interesting to see whether they get the bowl Mitchell Stanley's 4th. Whether they go into Mitchell Stanley's 4th and use him all the way through or save an over. They may look to go another over with Mitch Stanley and bowl him out. Not sure about coming back at the back end or bowling the 20th or something like that. They may keep one. Depends what they're going to do. It looks like Shadab will come on the other end. Jimmy's got one. Be interesting to see what they do. You've got 2 for 15 off, 2.3. You probably want to go again.
Moeen waits. Stanley balls. That's driven. It's Moore's on the third man boundary field. Moeen moves to 2. Yorkshire are 47 for 3 with 2 balls left of the power play. Dream start for Lancashire Lightning. Dream end with their innings as well to get to what they got to 216. Despite a bit of a surge from Lythe and a little from Luxon as well. Power plays belonged with 2 balls left to Lancashire Lightning. They've got Yorkshire 3 down. Here's Mitchell Stanley. Balls again. Bairstow plays it straight to Michael Jones. Bairstow's gone. Yorkshire 4 down. And Lancashire loving life in this Roses fixture so far. 47 for 4 with a delivery to go. The power play. And Stanley's got 3 for 16.
Well, the crowd have enjoyed that, haven't they? He's giving himself just a bit of room, Bairstow, to try and slap it through the offside. And he just softly hit it to backward point. He followed him and he just clipped it. It's an extra pace from Stanley. It's the X factor and extra pace. It really brings something out of the wicket. You've got to do something different. People don't like it. And all of a sudden at 47 for 4, it's a long way. It's a long chase. So the momentum at the back end, 5 overs at the back end of Lancashire's innings, moved it up to 216. Could have petered out to 190. Shadab innings, take it in, hit him hard with the ball. get a couple of wickets, all of a sudden pressure's on. Now they need 12. 2 a ball.
And 4 down. 1 ball remaining of what has been a magnificent power play by Lancashire Lightning. Matt Revis is the new batter. Stanley's got 1 ball left of his 3rd. He's picked up 3 for 16. Does he bowl 4 under spin?
Yeah, I would.
You go again?
Yeah, why not? He's got 3 for 16.
Yep.
He's got Yorkshire 4 for 47. Why not? Why not bowl him out? You're saving him to what? To come at the end? You know, I'd go again. With his tails up, the ball's still swinging.
In to complete the over. Bangs one in short, and Revis ducks underneath it, and through it goes to Matthew Hurst. Brilliant from Stanley. Brilliant from Stanley and from Anderson. What a bowling power play that was by James Anderson and by Mitchell Stanley. I think we might see a little break in the sequence. Jimmy's having a breather. And we've had 6 overs of this Yorkshire reply, and it's the perfect start. 47 for 4 at Yorkshire. And Lancashire are all over their rivals from across the Pennines. And it will be Shadab to replace Anderson. And Yorkshire have somehow got to find a way to get themselves back into the game. Emirates Old Trafford is bouncing on this Friday night. It's a brilliant atmosphere. And it's set up by a magnificent 6 overs of bowling by Lancashire. Paul Horton takes a breather. Paul Shaw is back alongside me. Here's Shadab. He's got Moeen on strike. Moeen just steps away. Oof. What do you reckon, Paul?
Wow.
Well, it's all a bit quiet, isn't it?
Wow, 47 for 4 at the end of the power play.
Shadab to Moeen. Has he cleared? Jennings, no! It's a brilliant catch, one-handed! Shadab strikes, first ball of his over. The first ball of the 7th. Moeen departs. Oh, it's rapidly just turning into Lancashire Lightning's night. Jennings, one-handed leaping catch. 47 for 5, Yorkshire.
Everything's going wrong for Yorkshire at this point in time. Lancashire, everything's going right. What a great catch that was. Short mid-wicket. Keaton Jennings just jumped, leaped as high as he could, took the ball out the skies. What a great catch that is. Shadab, first ball of this spell. That's a good catch. That's a really good catch. And I tell you what, Yorkshire are in trouble now. 5 down. Many of the experienced players gone. Many of the international players gone. As this ground, Emirates Old Trafford, is absolutely bouncing, Scott Reed.
It is. They're enjoying seeing Yorkshire at 47 for 5. It was a tough night for Lancashire over the other side of the Pennines in the reverse fixture a few weeks ago. Game's not done yet, but this will feel so far so much better. 47 for 5. Logan Van Beek is the new batter. Shadab in, bowls. Van Beek off the back foot. And that's punched it away into the offside for 1 run. It almost becomes, for Yorkshire, a little bit of damage limitation. They're aiming to try and get a home quarter final if they can. But to do that, they'll need not to have if they're going to lose heavy, because that could affect, well, that will affect their net run rate, which could affect whether they get that home quarter final if they end up finishing 2nd. And that's punched away by Revis through extra cover. Jennings takes a bit of pace off. The fielding completed superbly by Joe Moores. And they come back for a couple. 50 for 5 halfway through the 7th.
We chatted earlier about Yorkshire's batting lineup. Blythe, Bairstow, Luxton, Ali, Root, all been and gone, Scott. All been and gone.
That is pretty frightening, isn't it? Dream scenario for Lancashire Lightning. Shadab in balls. Play back to him by Revis. And there's no run.
That little bit of momentum that Lancashire gained throughout their batting innings, but certainly towards the end with Shadab Khan scoring 38 off 20.
In and balls to Revis. That's work to the leg side. Through for a single. 51 for 5.
Just creates that momentum that goes through the break and into the power play of this this bowling innings. So, but I tell you what, how well's Mitch Stanley bowled.
Shadab quicker and flatter to Van Beek. Punched up to mid-on for a single. It's not a bad first over, is it, for Shadab Khan? 1 for 5 from his first over. 52 for 5, 7 overs gone. Are we going to see 5 on the spin from Mitchell? 4 on the spin from Mitchell Stanley, or is he going to have a bit of a breather? It's his best T20 bowling figures, 3 for 16. But it's going to be a bit of a breather, and it will be spin from both ends. Liam Livingstone by the looks of it. 7 gone, 52 for 5. Let's head outside. Here's Chris Mellaband.
Go.
Well, we're in the party stand where anything goes. It's always colourful here at Emirates Old Trafford, particularly on Rosie's night. We've got the Teletubbies with us this evening. So here's here within the Teletubbies. Who have we got?
Tinky Winky,
Lala, Poe,
Dipsy.
Who's going to win, lads?
Lancashire!
There's no better authority on T20 Blast than the Teletubbies.
Through towards Jones on the who comes up from the long on boundary, and there's 1 run. 53 for 5 as we start the 8th over. Atmosphere is terrific. Levis plays that off the back foot, but straight to Keaton Jennings, and there's no run. Lanky's having a dance in front of the party stand, so they're all enjoying that. Livingston in, ball swept by Revis. Picked up at deep backward square leg. Single takes the score to 54 for 5. Van Beek. Well, Livingston wasn't quite happy. Wanted his fine leg fielder just to move maybe 10 yards or so to his right, and he wants Stanley to go from mid-wicket to short fine leg. Livingston bowls, push back towards him by Van Beek. He goes leaping away to his left to try and stop it off his own bowling, but he couldn't get to it. But Jennings is there to mop things up for Lancashire. In comes Livingston, worked off the front pad by Van Beek. Turns, wants to come back for 2. Throw comes in. Hurst takes a one-handed stop to his right, but it perhaps wasn't the best throw in. A little bit tricky for Hurst to try and run Van Beek out. 1 ball remaining of the 7th over. In comes Livingston, balls, leading edge, loops out towards backward point, and there's no run. So we've just had the end of the 8th over. We welcome listeners on 5 Live Sports Extra as well to Emirates Old Trafford. Scott Reed and Paul Shaw in the commentary box here, former Lancashire Thunder head coach, with Yorkshire 56 for 5. Their target 216 for win. If viewers are just joining us on Lancs TV or tuning into BBC Radio Lancashire as well, the target is 217. Lancashire finished on 216 for 6. They had a brilliant innings. They had a fantastic start, a great middle and a brilliant end.
Yeah, they did absolutely that, and great momentum to take into this bowling innings.
And then the power play was outstanding. Anderson and Stanley, Shadab in, balls, defended by Revis. Actually just worth a run as he pushes it through wide mid-off for a single. The power play was set up fantastically well by Lancashire with the ball. It was bowled by 2 bowlers, 3 overs for Jimmy Anderson, 3 overs for Mitchell Stanley. Stanley the pick of the bunch. Anderson 3 overs, 1 for 31. Anderson got root out as that's run away through the offside for a single by Van Beek. And then Stanley 3 overs, 3 for 16, and his 3rd wicket was Johnny Bairstow, perhaps the most celebrated wicket of the bunch, having scored a magnificent century here in this fixture for Yorkshire last season. Shadab in, Revis is on strike. He's off the back foot, he top edges the attempted pull shot. It will land safe, and Yorkshire get through for 1. Paul Shaw, Lancashire doing all they can to try and win this game. It keeps it alive for them going into Sunday. Yorkshire just trying to maybe just avoid a hammering here, because that could affect and will affect their net run rate for a home tie potentially. Pushed away by Van Beek in towards the offside, through for 1, 60 for 5 Yorkshire.
Absolutely, that's true. Yorkshire are now in that situation where clearly they want to win the game, but everything's going against them. It could be damage limitation to maintain a reasonable net run rate.
Shadab balls, it's carved away by Revis through extra cover for 1 run.
But the way Lancashire's played tonight, the way they battered at the start, in the middle, and as you rightly said, towards the end, has been absolutely fantastic. And that's what's got this crowd going. And that's so important. The crowd's now behind them and backing them.
Shadab balls with a bit of extra zip on that as that's pushed into the offside by Van Beek. And that's the end of the over. He's gone for just 5 again. He's bowled 2 overs, 1 for 10, Shadab Khan. 9 overs gone. Yorkshire 61 for 5, target 217.
And for information, if Yorkshire lose heavily today, we talked about the net run rate, but also if Lancashire win by a big margin, that has a massive effect on their net run rate when you're considering best place finish and etc, etc. I know it's fairly complex, but all they can do tonight is perform in front of these great fans and put on a show, which they've done for 3/4 of this game, finish this game and inflict a heavy defeat on Yorkshire. That is all they can do, and that's within their grasp at this moment in time.
It is that. 61 for 5. Over number 10 about to begin. Livingstone sends it down. The attempted pull shot from Revis, it just sneaks through into the gloves of Matthew Hurst. It's a wide. Essex are about to win. They're on the verge of beating Hampshire. It's a game that Lancashire will have been watching. Run away by Revis through the offside for a single. Revis moves to 8, 63 for 5, but a win here keeps it going to Sunday. They can still finish 3rd and they can still qualify, and that will be set up on Sunday when they take on Durham. Livingstone comes in and just pulls away as Van Beek gets himself shaped to kind of step across the stumps and probably launch it somewhere out towards the tram stop if he can. He's gone for a little paddle around the corner. Stanley does stop it through for 1, and the score moves on to 64 for 5.
As a cricketer, these are the nights, these are the games that you desperately want to be involved in, aren't they? You know, obviously going well at the moment for Lancashire.
Livingstone to Revis off the back foot, tapped down the ground for a single. 65 for 5.
Whether you're a player, a coach, an umpire, a fan, you want to be in and around it this evening. The weather's beautiful, floodlights are on, stadium looks amazing. Great cricket, nice and warm, no better place.
Livingstone to Van Beek. Flashed out towards the leg side. Moores is around in a blink of an eye to scoop up the ball and send it into the keeper's gloves. Van Beek moves on to... I have no idea what they're cheering about. I don't think they know really what they're cheering about, but they're having a marvellous time. Livingstone to Revis. Off the front foot and pushed away into the offside. Blatherwick comes up from point to field. Revis moves to 10, 67 for 5. It's not quite the full giant party stand of previous years, but it looks like it's good fun nonetheless. Swept out towards deep mid-wicket. A little bit of a stumble by Moores, and that will allow them to come back for 2. And it's the end of the 10th over. 69 for 5. Revis 10, Van Beek on 11, and well, the finishing side, he's almost completely and utterly beyond Yorkshire really at this stage. But they're just trying to drag it out as deep as they can.
Yeah. When you go back to that power play, 47 for 4, Jimmy Anderson bowled really well, but the way Mitch Stanley bowled, his pace, pitched it up. Very late swing, just a little bit of shape late on, and also when he went slightly back of a length, it was a difficult ball to strike. Very, very good pace, great accuracy and lovely movement. He was a real handful, wasn't he?
He was. Yeah, he was. It was an outstanding kind of spell, wasn't it?
Oh, unbelievable. We're talking about experienced players as well that's facing him.
Shadab in balls. That's a wide ball to begin with.
I've seen him bowl probably a dozen times, and each time I thought he's got raw pace. But tonight he's got the ball in the right area consistently enough and swung it at pace.
It's forced away down the ground by Matthew Revis, bouncing up towards Michael Jones. Moves on to 11. 70 for 5 here at Emirates Old Trafford. On Lancs TV, the War of the Roses Day, the T20 doubleheader, and across BBC Radio Lancashire. Sports Extra with us as well. As that's cut by Van Beek out towards extra cover, fielded by Jennings at the edge of the fielding circle. Through they go for 1 run. Shadab spins the ball from one hand to the other. Revis on 11. Shadab in. Ball swept out towards deep mid-wicket. McDermott, who opened the batting for Lancashire Lightning a little earlier on today, got a terrific 46 at the top of the order. He's out there fielding in the deep. It's a big round of applause from Lanky. Shadab to Van Beek.
Oh,
Van Beek for a second looked like he'd picked out Jennings from our angle at extra cover, but it's flashed past Keaton Jennings and all the way out towards the boundary for 4. Van Beek moves on to 16, 76 for 5.
he's hit this hard, hasn't he? Picked the length, dropped back and really punched this past extra cover. Well played. Ball's wide, ball's fairly short, so he's able to do that, but still executed it well.
Shadab in to Van Beek. Getting hammered away off the back foot. Moore's at deep extra cover field, so just the 1. 1 ball remaining of the 11th over. 77 for 5 for Yorkshire. .217 was their target. Shadab flat but wide, and called a wide by umpire Michael Goff. Shadab will need to bowl it again. He's walking backwards to his bowling mark while he spins the ball from one hand to the other and looking out around the field and just altering things subtly here and there. Happy with how it shapes up. Revis on 12. Shadab in to complete the over. Slog sweeping out towards deep mid-wicket. 6. Feels like an age since a 6 had been hit by a Yorkshire player. But that one was caught sweetly by Revis. He moves to 18. End of the over as well. 85 for 5.
Good contact this. Picks his ball straight, picks the length onto it. Good base, hits it hard, but he's gone with the breeze. The breeze is going that side of the ground, so he's got enough on that to be able to clear the deep mid-wicket. Sat there on the boundary. It's a good contact from Revis, big powerful lad, and also is Van Beek. Both strong players, both powerful players.
Give it a wallop, can't they? Comes down the pitch as Van Beek, and I think he's got it to the left of Stanley at short fine leg. He has, and that's going to run down towards the boundary for 4. Van Beek to 21, 89 for 5. We're into the 12th over. Just a step down the pitch and flashed away off his front pad. Well, they couldn't get round to cut it off. 4 more. Livingstone bowls again, tossed up outside the off stump and driven out through wide mid-off this time. Shadab comes round to field, does so very nicely. Does so well enough to prevent the possibility of 2. That's excellent from Shadab Khan. Yorkshire stumbled to 90 for 5. Revis moves on to 18. This time looking just to paddle sweep it. So Van Beek moves on to 22 with that single. Revis back on strike on 18. Dot ball. Livingstone in and bowls. Goes back. Plays it away through the offside. Blatherwick on the cover boundary fields. And another single for Yorkshire. 91 for 5. Gets this part of the evening. You've got one eye on the cricket and one eye on the stand over there, haven't you? Livingstone in and balls. Down the pitch comes Van Beek. Hits it back over Livingstone's head. Bouncing over the rope. 4 runs. Well, Van Beek doing his best here. He moves to 26. It's 95 for 5.
It's a good shot, this, isn't it? Comes down the pitch, uses his feet well as he advances down the ground. Hits it as straight as a die, straight down the ground. That's a good shot there.
Livingstone to complete the 12th over. Van Beek leaning into it and off his back front foot. The batty in front of the pad just tickles it down the ground for a single. And he keeps the strike as well. 12 gone. 96 for 5 for Yorkshire. Van Beek on 27. Revis is on 19. It's the perfect night for it. The conditions could not be better. It's nice and warm. It's a Friday night. England play tomorrow night. Everyone thinks they're going to win the World Cup. Everyone's happy. 96 for 5. We're going to see Jack Blatherwick. Everyone's happy. Yorkshire probably not quite happy at the minute.
No, Yorkshire might be somewhat disappointed this evening, do you think?
I think so far they won't be best happy with it. No. 96 for 5, 12 overs gone. Well, Blatherwick's going to have a ball, which is quite nice for him. It wasn't required against Derbyshire. The luxury that Jennings has got with his bowling options. He used the 2 seamers and the 4 spinners in the game against Derbyshire, but came out and had a blinding knock with the bat, Jack Blatherwick. Quick fire 15, couple of sixes, crash bang wallop, happy days. In and balls, and Van Beek will flash it out towards the leg side, bouncing to deep mid wicket for a single. 97 for 5.
Yeah, he did play well, didn't he, when he came in towards the end. Jones and Blatherwick did a great job in terms of that finish to the innings, which we always want that finish as a coach. We're wanting that finish for an inning, and often we're slightly disappointed, but actually it was a great finish to get them to 216. Tremendous first innings.
97 for 5. Blatherwick bowls, Revis on strike. That might be a wide. It is. Just tailing past the blue marker that the umpires can use. Just the wrong side of that blue marker, and wide call by Michael Goff. 98 for 5. Wandering back to his mark. Glad to see he's changed his shirt and his trousers for this second innings. He was, as he came back to run 2 when he was batting, Jack Blatherwick, he landed in a big pile of dust. Absolutely filthy. There's a quick interval change. In and balls, it's short, and it's an attempted pull shot from Revis, and then Blatherwick scoops it up and underarms it towards the stumps, but they've scrambled through for 1. 99 for 5. Interval costume change for Jack Blatherwick to freshen up.
He's a fully committed cricketer, isn't he?
He's great.
Whether we bat in hand, ball in hand, in the field, absolutely committed.
He is. He's great. Again, in this format, he always tends to contribute, whether it's a magical catch or it's a brilliant spell of bowling, or as he did today with the bat.
Good cricketer, isn't he? Useful cricketer.
He is. 99 for 5, Yorkshire. Here is Blatherwick. Van Beek's on strike.
Oh,
flashed over square leg, 1 bounce, and then into the boundary sponge, and that's going to be 4 runs. Van Beek moves on to 32. It's 103 for 5. So that 4 brings up 3 figures for Yorkshire.
Yeah, much needed 4, wasn't it? They're not giving in yet, and Van Beek has played pretty well so far, and Revis is playing the supporting act. Both are capable cricketers, but whether they can get near to this total remains to be seen. It needs a heck of a lot of runs. It's looking like Mount Everest at the moment, but Yorkshire fans don't give up hope just yet.
Blatherwick balls. Van Beek jumps into that and clears. A fabulous diving attempt, leaping attempt by Shedab on the backward square leg boundary to try and flick the ball back. It's gone for 6. So Van Beek moves to 38. And Yorkshire 109 for 5.
That's a great contact. He's waiting for that ball. He's assessed the conditions and thought that's a short ball, and he's absolutely pounced on that. As I say, he was almost waiting for that ball. Powerful individual, great contact. And Yorkshire fans listening in, 108 runs to win, just 44 deliveries. 5 wickets in hand, and a nice partnership building here, so you just never know.
What was in your ice cream?
Something strong.
109 for 5. Here's Blatherwick to Van Beek. That might be another boundary. He's pulled that out to the right of long on, though it's cut off by Livingstone. He'll come back for 2. They got off the over here, 15. Well, that helps, doesn't it, for Yorkshire? 111 for 5. Elsewhere, victory for Essex by 7 wickets over Hampshire. That would have been a result that Lancashire were keeping an eye on. It's gone the way of Essex. Blatherwick bowls,
Oh.
uppercut, down towards third man,
Got it.
great catch! Joe Moores, what a catch! Running away to his left-hand side. 111 for 6. Van Beek's gone for 40. Blatherwick went for 15 in the over, but signs off with a wicket thanks to a terrific catch from Joe Moores.
Absolutely outstanding piece of work from Joe Moore. As soon as this left the outside edge of the bat, he'd committed to that, he'd picked up the line, he sprinted round, and to get to the ball where he did with the absolutely full stretch dive, I think was absolutely incredible. This is a tremendous catch. Look at that. What a catch that is, right in front of the Lancashire faithful. They're absolutely loving that. It's a catch worthy to win any game. Brilliant work, absolutely brilliant work by Joe Moores.
A little fist pump from Jack Blatherwick. Look of concern on the face of Logan Van Beek. And then the celebration for Joe Moores as well. The over ends in a wicket, 111 for 6, 13 overs gone. Yorkshire 6 down. And Lancashire Lightning are sniffing around for 4 more wickets and trying to bowl Yorkshire out cheaply if they can.
What a spectacular piece of fielding that was.
Brilliant, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Top draw, complete top draw, brilliant work.
Left arm spin of Tom Hartley. With Revis on strike, that's hits the front pad of Revis and drops down the pitch and gathered by Hurst, and there's no run.
When you consider the ground that Tom Moores has covered there, his athleticism, his commitment, and technique, absolutely outstanding.
Skipping forward is Revis again, trying to work Hartley away, but good response from Tom Hartley. A few of these lanky boys, you know, they've had a little bit of a trim, I think, haven't they? I can't imagine, wonder why. Just had a little bit of a trim out of this fixture. Can't work it out. Hartley in, balls down the leg side. But, well, umpire O'Shaughnessy reckons that the batter's moved around enough there for the bowler to have a bit of benefit. So it's a dot ball. 111 for 6. Hartley in. Revis up and over extra cover. That'll be 4. That was sweetly struck, wasn't it, by Matthew Revis?
Yeah, he's a big, strong lad, Revis, and developed nicely over the last few years, and certainly hits the ball hard, and a good cricketer. Good cricketer coming into the middle order of the Yorkshire team.
Did left arm spin around the wicket to Revis. That's nudged away to the leg side. Moores comes round to field. No, through for 1 run rather. 116 for 6.
See Hartley coming round the wicket. He's trying to angle it into middle and leg. He's got the 2 fielders out on the sweeping boundary on the leg side. No mid wicket in there, so he's happy for him to go for 1s or 2s in that area. Just that angle is so important, so he can't afford to ball outside off stump. There we go.
And Ty pushes it up towards mid-on. Jones comes up to field. Tidy stuff from Hartley to begin with. End of the over, 14 gone.
Clever bowling that from Hartley. If he holds that angle and just stays on that angle, then they'll just keep picking up 1s and 2s, no boundaries, but he can't afford to throw it too far outside the off stump. Middle and leg is the line he's got to hit.
So 117 for 6, 14 gone. And Lancashire supporters inside Emirates Old Trafford have pretty much enjoyed every moment of the game so far. With the bat, with the ball, they're catching, they're cheering, Lanky's dancing. Everything's kind of gone to plan so far for them. 117 for 6. Here's Jack Blatherwick from the James Anderson end. In and bowls, swung by Ty, clears the short third man fielder, and then a run over the boundary rope, and that's going to be 4. AJ Ty moves on to 5. 121 for 6. Paul Horton's back alongside.
Well, it's all happening for Lancashire, isn't it? They are coasting in this game and have been for a while. I must admit, though, yeah, I have been impressed with Yorkshire today. Obviously, I think they've been a little bit scrappy, sadly, with the ball, fielded poorly at times. But they do look an impressive batting lineup. They're not going to be 50 for 5 that often.
Blatherwick to tie, full, straight, and off the toe end of the tie bat as it just squirts up towards mid-wicket for 1 run. 122 for 6.
You look at their lineup: Lyth, Bairstow, Luxon got 90 last year, Ali. Yeah, Rivers has played well. Van Beek as an all-rounder, just got 40. Played really nicely. They look a powerful lineup, Yorkshire. I must admit, they've been hammered tonight, but they do look a powerful lineup, and I think they'll do well when they go through. And they qualify, because they're qualified now, haven't they?
Yes. Jumped into the offside, out towards deep extra cover, and come back for 2. They've got 26 points. Now, if Yorkshire lose to Nottinghamshire on Sunday, they will remain on 26 points. And if Lancashire beat Durham here on Sunday, then Lancashire will go to 28 points.
26.
Sorry, 26 points. So they'll be level on points with Yorkshire.
And
26
does it go on run rate or games win?
It does. It goes on run rate. And Yorkshire's run rate coming into this game is pretty superior to Lancashire's.
Obviously, this
will affect it, yeah. Blatherwick to Revis. That's wide and too far wide outside off stump. So they could end up level on points, Lancashire and Yorkshire, both on 26. But as it stands, the run rate will be too good for Yorkshire, and they will finish second, which means Lancashire's best option, or likely option now, is to finish third and hope that they're one of the 2 best third-place sides. Currently in third position in Lancashire's group is Durham, because they've already beaten Derbyshire tonight. So they've moved up to third ahead of Lancashire. But if Lancashire seal this win tonight, then they'll replace them. They'll be back in third, and it will go into Sunday's final round.
But if Essex win, then Lancashire, even if they win, can't go through.
Correct. Ish. Blatherwick in, ball, swing and a miss from Revis through to the keeper, no run. It would depend on what happens in the other group. As it stands, Somerset are third in their group with 24 points. Lancashire could finish on 26. Worcestershire are fourth on 24 points in that group. Well, again, Lancashire could finish on 26.
Do we know who Worcester, Somerset playing?
Ask these cheeky questions, aren't we? 125 for 6. Here's Blatherwick to Revis. It's flashed down towards Moores, third man. Just be a single. 1 ball left of the over. Somerset play Worcestershire.
So somebody will win. And thus
somebody will win.
One of them will finish on 28.
Or a tie would give them both 2 points each, which means that which means that Lancashire, Somerset and Worcestershire would all finish on 26 points. So a tie, Somerset, Worcestershire tie, complicates it a little bit. Blatherwick in, ball short and wide and carved out towards the offside for 1 run. End of the 15th over, 127 for 6, 90 to win, 30 balls left. Lancashire enjoying life in this Roses fixture. So is that cleared it up? Are we more confused now than before we started?
No, I think it's clear as mud.
Clear as mud.
Clear as mud. Lancs need to win, and then you need to watch the other games. If you get over the line, if you beat Durham here on Sunday, get over the line. Lancs will look back on a campaign if they don't get through and think they shouldn't have been in this position. They should have been a bit higher already. A couple of last ball finishes. As just one of them, or 1 or 2 or 3, then we'll be top of the group. You know what I mean? So it'll be a chance of missed opportunities. And the idea is to get through. If you can't get through, and there's a lot of qualifiers in there. It's a group of 6, virtually 3 qualifiers, 50%. You should really be getting through.
Start of the 16th over. Tom Hartley, left arm spin around the wicket from the stay of the men, turned off the front pad by Tyre down towards short fine leg for a single. I'm always reluctant to say things with certainty because it can come back to bite you, that kind of. But with a degree of certainty, what we do know, if Lancashire win tonight and win Sunday, and if Essex lose on Sunday, then Lancashire will qualify.
Yep.
Simple as that. Hartley to Revis. Down the pitch he comes. That's punched through mid-off for 1 run. Score moves on to 129 for 6. And I think the Surrey-Essex match on Sunday is actually an evening start. It is 6:30 start. So Lancashire will finish here against Durham if they win, still not knowing until later that Sunday evening. Swept by Ty out towards deep mid-wicket. Mooresfields. 130 for 6.
But irrespective of what happens, obviously,
Yes.
later on on Sunday, and obviously whether Lancs qualify or not, this game will give Lancashire a lot of confidence. It has been a season that has stuttered and started, if we're brutally honest with ourselves.
Hartley into Revis. It's punched through mid-off for 132 for 6.
We asked at the start of the campaign, at the start of this game, was what has been the issue with Lancashire T20 cricket this season? They've not been able to put bat, ball and fielding in one campaign, in one game together often enough. Tonight they have done that, and hopefully that gives them the confidence.
As Hartley balls full to Ty, that's whipped down to long on for 132 for 6.
To move forward, it takes some momentum into the next campaign. 50 over competition. Lancashire don't lose as many players at 100 as they have done in previous years, so it's an opportunity to do well in a competition and also finish the season strong in the championship. As we sit, they're 17th.
Hartley balls, that's off the back foot, hammered down the ground. And he cut that off. Oh, that's terrific from Liam Livingstone. That really is fabulous from Liam Livingstone to cut that off. It looked like that would beat him all the way, but he saved a couple there for his side. It's the end of the over, 134 for 6. That really was clubbed back over or past Hartley. And what Livingstone appear here from nowhere, puts a little tumble in. Good work.
So hopefully they do gain confidence. This looks like the Lancashire of old with regards to how they played tonight and how they put it together. And Keaton Jennings is giving some opportunity in a game that allows it a little bit for some opportunity for Blatherwick. Didn't bowl in the previous game, did he? He's going to his 3rd over now. Now, if the game was in a different situation, I'm not sure Blatherwick would be getting as much exposure with the ball. Shadab Hamid's ball, a couple of overs. Blatherwick's getting an opportunity here with the ball, get some confidence up, take a couple of wickets, which he has done. Hartley again, Shadab's all his 3 overs, but it's just giving Blatherwick an opportunity.
4 overs to go. Lancashire in control. But AJ Ty fancies getting involved in the sixes tonight and creams that high over mid-wicket and into the temporary stand for 6. Ty moves on to 16 not out, 140 for 6. Seen some big hits tonight, and that was right up there with them.
Stand and deliver from Ty.
It was.
Into that breeze, isn't it? With that breeze that side, everyone wants to hit that way.
Oh dear. It's under there somewhere.
Oh, under the temporary Foster stand.
It's underneath the temporary party stand, Someone's on their hands and knees. Steward's underneath there.
I don't know if you can get under, get the ball.
Steve O'Shaughnessy is not bothering waiting. He's going to go and have a look for a replacement ball. There's a steward under there, so there he is. It's a good effort.
I don't know if you can get under or get out.
No, don't get in there. You might not get out. That's probably the key, isn't it? .140 for 6.
Football's coming home.
I said to Paul Shaw before, everyone's happy. Unless you're a Yorkshire fan. Lancashire are hammering Yorkshire. Everyone thinks England will win the World Cup. Everyone's having a good Friday night out.
Let's hope Haaland doesn't knock in a couple of headers tomorrow night. Might not be welcome back to Manchester as with open arms to play for City next season if he does.
140 for 6. Blatherwick ball, swing and a miss from Ty through to Matthew Hurst, and there's no run. Fancy watching some cricket here on Sunday if you're at a loose end. Weather forecast is a belter. Another double header for you this coming Sunday. Thunder against Durham in the morning, Lightning against Durham in the afternoon. And if you fancy getting to the ground and watching some cricket, coverage across Lancs TV and BBC Radio Lancashire as well. Another wide ball from Blatherwick, another swing and a miss from AJ Ty. Through to Matthew Hurst, another dot ball.
Good bowling. He's trying to hide the ball wide. He got a bit lucky there He's trying to behind wide, stay away from that short side boundary, but it's just the length that's key. And you can get under, you'll pull into the leg side, but
140 for 6. Blatherwick's in again. Ty goes again, out towards the leg side once again, and 6. Ty to 22. 146 for 6.
you go again, length, isn't it? It's length. It's end up in the slot for Ty. It's too straight this time, so it's not as wide as the previous deliveries. And he can get under the ball and clear it. Clean hitting though. It is clean hitting with that breeze. Just takes the ball over again for 6.
Trying to narrow this difference, and Ty clobbers it again out towards the leg side. That's another 6. Back-to-back sixes, 3 in the over. Ty to 28. 152 for 6.
Yeah, it's back-to-back. Who may be the last over that Blatherwick bowls. He's using his back and down slow balls as well, and he's rolled his fingers over. The challenge is the length. So there's not been a short delivery. There's not been a Yorker. It's just all into length, and you know, there's been 2 dots and 3 sixes. It needs to be a little bit of a change up.
Blatherwick bowls once more. Swing from Ty. Misses and through to the keeper. End of the over. 152 for 6. 65 required. 18 balls left.
And Ty 28 from 13. A really good, powerful knock here. But it shows the depth in Yorkshire's batting. Now, Yorkshire through already in this competition. As we've discussed, they'll go through into a quarter-final. As Hey Jude is pumped around the ground. And obviously we've seen Hartley coming back on again. Shadab Khan going to leave the field here. But a bit of, come on, take it away. Scott, take it away.
I think they're doing a fine job in the terracing. Loving a bit of Hey Jude. Blanky's leading it. $152 for 6. Hartley then to bowl his 3rd over of the evening into Revis. Comes to the toe end of the bat and just squirts down past him towards the keeper. No run.
And Hartley's bowled well. He's 2.1 overs, not for 13. He's bowled really well here.
Yeah, both batters have been after him, haven't they? Down the pitch comes Revis. Down the ground he goes, and all the way for 6 as well.
Commentator's cursed there.
Yes, he was. 6 for Revis. 36 to him. 158 for 6. The old double teapot for Tom Hartley. Well, they're trying to hammer it down a bit here, aren't they, Yorkshire?
Here they are, and you know, 50 for 5. They're going to finish, you know, something like 180. Hell of an effort to get to 180 after being 50 for 5. Imagine if one of their top order had got going. And that's what I like, you know, I like about the Yorkshire setup at the moment. They look of good, powerful one-day, you know, T20 team. Yeah, today they've been hammered, but they've got some power all the way through.
Playing a miss from Revis, so a dot ball. 158 for 6. Hartley in and balls. Down comes Revis, doesn't hit it cleanly. And scamper through for a single. Throw comes in towards the keeper's end. Matthew Hurst has demolished the stumps. We've seen one set of broken bails tonight. Got through safely enough for the single. Umpire Goff rebuilding things. 159 for 6. Ty on 28. Here's Hartley. Starts and stops. Waits for Goff to go back to his fielding position at cover point. Hartley in, balls, dragged out towards the leg side by Ty. Moores is absolutely rapid, comes charging up from the boundary. Throws in on the bounce to the keeper. One more for Yorkshire, 160 for 6. One ball after the 18th over. Hartley in to complete it. Revis muscles it down towards Michael Jones. Just for one. 161 for 6. There's 2 overs left. It's either going to be now or never, really, for the T20 anthem. And
well, it had to come. It had to come.
DJ's gone for now.
He has gone to now.
Time for a sing-song, everybody. Time for a sing-song, and everyone's joining in. It's a very, very happy Friday night at Emirates Old Trafford. The men's Roses match ending the way the home fans were hoping for. Anderson to return. Gets a huge cheer as he comes in and balls. Hit down the ground by Revis. 6 to start the over. Is it caught in the crowd?
Hit. Yeah.
It's a dozen or so rows back. It is a big hit. I'm not sure if it was caught cleanly in the crowd, but it has gone for 6. Revis moves on to 46. 167 for 6.
Big hit. Welcome back. He got a big cheer, but he got welcome back with Revis just on a length. Didn't get under his feet enough, and he just clubbed it a long way. 15 rows back. It's a hell of a hit.
Dropped it as well, didn't he, in the crowd? Because for the Yorker, Anderson clips it away towards deep mid-wicket. Comes back. They do come back successfully for 2. They're going to lose the game, Yorkshire, but they're doing their best to try and narrow this margin, which was probably their best possible outcome at 50 for 5, just not to get hammered.
Well, exactly, 50 for 5. And this partnership's been brilliant for them. Obviously, Ty's 29 of 14, Revis 48 of 36, played well. But they're impressive. They won't be 55 often in moving forward.
Anderson balls. It's hit by Revis out to deep backward point. He gets to 50. It's a fine 50 for Matthew Revis. 52 off 37 with his team on the ropes, trying to avoid a hammering to conserve their positive net run rate. Revis has played his part beautifully. 52 not out. 173 for 6.
Yeah, they played brilliantly at these 2 for Yorkshire. Resurrected the innings for them.
Anderson to Revis, goes again, it's in the air. Joe Moores takes the catch. His second of the evening. 50 and out for Matthew Revis. Anderson gets his second wicket. And Lancashire Lightning are trying to sign off in style with a sing-song. They're 7 down, Yorkshire, 173 for 7 now.
Yeah, big wicket, wide, went wide on him. He was disappointed Revis again. He could have got under it. He just scythed it. Did get under it, but just straight up in the air. And a good catch from Moores. Likes a tumble when he takes a catch, but it was a good catch. Keeper.
Absolutely is, yeah. Thanks a tumble, doesn't it?
Nice catch. Nice catch again from Moores. But Revis played really well, 52 off 38. Power in that innings, really, really nice. So did Logan Van Beek, 40, Ty, 29 of 14. If the top order had got anything like a decent start, it would have been a hell of a chase this, because they got a lot of power through their middle order. They look like got a long batting lineup, Yorkshire.
Hassan Ali, new batter. Anderson in, bowls. Hassan wallops it out for 6. In towards the stand below the point. What an introduction. Hassan Ali stands and hammers it over the mid-wicket boundary. And it's 179 for 7.
Hell of a shot first ball, but Ali did this the other game for Yorkshire as well. So this is what I'm talking about, a 7 down Yorkshire. Batter walks out, first ball 6. Hassan, they've got a long batting order.
That's a good job. Well, Lancashire got those wickets early on. Here is Anderson in, bowls, goes for the Yorker. And he jams the bat down on that. It squirts up towards mid-on for 1 run. Is that the end of the over? It is. 180 for 7. They've actually got it to within 37 going into the final over, which is some effort from where they were, Yorkshire. But it's going to be Lancashire's night. They're going to win the game, Lancashire Lightning. It's all about net run rate come the end of the evening. Who's got the advantage? Well, how much will Lancashire kind of improve their net run rate? Probably not as much as they were hoping for.
Not a lot. It's not a lot. They're going to lose. You know, Lancs are going to win by 20 runs or so, aren't they? You know, it's not a huge margin. It's not going to really change the net run rate.
No.
Yeah, Yorkshire, yeah, they'll be really disappointed, you know, with their outing, especially with the bad. To get to 190, 195, wherever to get to, and be 50 for 5, they'll be thinking, if we'd fielded a little bit better, stopped a couple of the sixes, drop catches that went over the boundary, if we'd have just executed a bit better, our last 5 overs went for 65, we'd have just done a little bit better, and then lost, not lost, you know, not being 50 for 5, we would have won this game.
Mitchell Stanley, final over. And he's in and bowling. And that beats Hassan, who's stepping a pace or 2 or 3 towards the leg side. And through to Matthew Hurst. Just a little reminder for you, this win takes it to Sunday. Keeps Lancashire in the hunt for qualification. They'll need some assistance elsewhere. The other group's far too complicated to work out. But Lancashire, you know, if they beat Durham on Sunday and Essex lose to Surrey, then that will be enough. Stanley bowls, it's off the hip, it's down towards fine leg, and it's caught right by the boundary edge.
It's 6.
Oh, he's gone for, yeah, he signalled the 6. His heels must have been touching the rope. I'm not so sure that the supporters realise yet. Those certainly in the party stand reckon that's out.
Well, there's the streaker.
Well, thankfully he's clothed, but yeah, there's someone
Run on the field.
having a run. We'll see on the replay here. It's Paul Coghlan who's out there as a 12th man. Yeah, and I think it's his right boot just touching the boundary rope, and he instantly signalled that that's gone for 6. And well, I think the umpire's having a conversation. Do they need to just to double check? I don't think they need to. The fielder said it's a 6, hasn't they? So I think they'll just crack on. There we go. Signal from Steve O'Shaughnessy. So it's 31 off 4. Stanley dot ball to begin with, 6 the second ball he faces. 4 balls left. In and balls, swing and a miss from Hassan. Oh, it's going to be a wide. Stanley reckons that Hassan's gone across, and umpire Steve O'Shaughnessy disagrees.
He did go across a little bit, but it's a wide.
There speaks a batsman.
It's a wide. It's a wide.
It's a batsman's game. 187 for 7. Hassan's on 13. Here's Stanley back in again. Balls. Hassan launches it in the leg side. It's Moores again, and never in doubt. Can't keep him out of the game. He's caught everything tonight. His 3rd catch of the evening. Hassan departs. Mitchell Stanley has his 4th, and now Yorkshire are 8 down, and now Lancashire Lightning supporters can celebrate a wicket. 187 for 8.
Into the breeze, it just sat up and never looked like really going over. It was a big hit, but it just held in the breeze, and Moores took another catch at mid wicket. Little cameo from Hassan Ali, 13 off 5. Yeah, Stanley gets another wicket, deserves. He's bowled well. He's been a difference in the sides at the top with his ball. X factor, extra pace, bounce. You know, 4 for 23 off 3.3. It's incredible figures in a game. There's 400 runs in today's. You know, and he's bowled 4 for 23 off 3.3. Incredible figures.
Chauhan, the new batter, 3 balls left. Stanley in, balls full, and he's got it down towards 3rd man. He's got it past Anderson, who dives low to his right inside the circle at short 3rd, but just scoots off the edge of the bat down to the boundary for 4. And just couldn't quite get something on it there, Anderson, to stop the ball. So 4 it is, 191 for 8. 2 balls remaining. Here's Stanley. Back over his head from Chauhan. A couple of Lancashire fielders coming round. One of them's Michael Jones. Chauhan runs 2, so he moves up to 6. Yorkshire 193 for 8. Final ball of the match. A win that'll take Lancashire 3rd in the group again, back to 3rd, because Durham, having won already tonight, just saw them leapfrog Lancashire. And it's all set up for Sunday. Still in with a chance, Lancashire Lightning, of qualifying for the quarter-finals. There's Stanley to complete the game. Balls to Chauhan, pulls it, more of a top edge, it'll land safely. And they'll get through for 1. Stanley signs off 4 for 30 from his 4 overs. And Lancashire greeted by a standing ovation at Emirates Old Trafford. A Rose's victory for Lancashire Lightning to keep qualification hopes alive. With the bat, with the ball and in the field, they've put together a pretty impressive all-round performance. Lancashire win by 22 runs.
But it was a big, it went Lancashire's way, didn't they? From the start of the game, the toss, bat first, get a total. They were brilliant with the bat. McDermott going up the top really suited them, didn't he? He got into the game early, the ball come on. Livingstone again, incredible with the bat. And they cameo, and Jones at the end, little cameos throughout the innings. And they finished strong, Lancashire. Last 5 overs, their innings went for 65. Took the momentum. They went into the game after the second innings of the game with big total on the board. 216 is a big total in T20 cricket. And then they hit Yorkshire hard with the ball up top, didn't they? Yorkshire got a powerful batting line, as you saw, an array of international cricketers at the top, and obviously some power running through. How Yorkshire got to 194 for 8, I'll never know. They were 50 for 5. They should have got nowhere near that, but they did, and that probably shows the depth of their 11 and why they're sort of sitting higher than Lancashire in the table, and they'll be a force moving forward.
The table as it stands, Lancashire Lightning back up to 3rd with 22 points. The current 3rd place teams across the 3 groups, everyone's played 11, everyone's got 1 game to go. Somerset have 24 points, Essex have 24 points, and Lancashire Lightning have 22 points. Somerset play Worcestershire in the final group game in that particular group, and those 2 sides are neck and neck level on 24 points. Somerset have a better run rate, so it will go into Sunday. Lancashire know a win wouldn't necessarily be enough, but it could be with a bit of help from elsewhere. They can finish on 26 points. They can finish still above Essex if they lose against Surrey, and they could even sneak in depending on what happens in that Somerset-Worcestershire game as well. So they've taken it to the final group game, Paul, which with the inconsistencies of their group campaign, you factor that in. I suppose that's the best outcome that they could have, that it's still alive going into the final group game, because they've been so hit and miss.
Yeah, exactly. To be alive with the chance of qualifying in the last game is what you would want, wouldn't it? You would, really, you'd be honest and ask, you want to be qualified by now like the other sides, but ultimately, thanks staying in it, they are, and they've got a chance. And after playing scrappy cricket, to just time it right, they need to win now, don't they, at the back end?
They do that for our viewers on Lancs TV. And let's head outside and hear from Chris Malaband.
Lancashire are still in there fighting in the Vitality Blast. They have beaten arch rivals Yorkshire by 22 runs here at Emirates Old Trafford this evening. A disciplined bowling performance meant the old enemy never really got in the hunt. The 22-run victory in some way masking Lancashire's strong bowling performance. Mitch Stanley led the way, taking 4 for 30, including skittling the Yorkshire top order. Matt Reeves with some powerful blows late on, alongside Logan Van Beek, added respectability to the scorecard, but in truth Yorkshire's prospects always seemed relatively slim, and Lancashire's victory means they're still in there as they face Durham on Sunday. A win for Lancashire over Durham on Sunday, if Essex lose to Surrey, will take Lancashire into the quarter-finals. Delighted to have Jimmy Anderson and Liam Livingstone with us on Lancs TV this evening. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming to chat to us. Liam, let me start with you first. A thoroughly professional performance tonight.
Yeah, very good. One that we needed. Yeah, in pretty much all departments. I thought we batted really well at the top, something that we've been striving for. Bit of intent in the power play. I thought Reggie played really well, and then yeah, right the way through the innings we managed to get a bit lucky here and there, but we got up to a very decent total, and then I thought we pretty much won the game in the power play. Mitch and Jimmy started really well. Mitch was outstanding, and it's nice to see someone that bowls that quick with his bounce. If he gets it right, is pretty decent on his day.
Having set Yorkshire well over 200, Jimmy, getting early wickets was always going to make their life difficult, and Mitch Stanley certainly delivered that. Give me your assessment on his performance tonight.
I thought he was great. You know, he's someone who's shown a lot of promise for us over the last 18 months, 24 months, and he's probably not had as much game time in T20 cricket. I think it's on his second game this group stage, so he's done really well to perform that well. I thought, as Livy said, when he gets it right, he's frightening. He's quick, swings the ball, and he can be a handful for anyone.
Did you feel, Liam, throughout that Yorkshire reply that you were in control? They were never really likely to challenge your total?
No, they never were, but yeah, we've still got to stay professional and get the job done, and we were probably always 20 runs too far ahead for them to catch us. We probably let it slip a little bit in the middle, but yeah, we're still a pretty inexperienced team, still learning, but it feels like we're getting better, and that's all that matters. And yeah, hopefully we can do the same on Sunday and hopefully sneak in, and maybe we're peaking at the right time.
Liam mentions Sunday, Jimmy, and every opportunity now. If you can beat Durham, you of course need Surrey to do you a favour against Essex, but certainly a chance.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we probably deserve to be in the position we're in. We've been a little bit inconsistent with our performances, but we've still got a sniff. And you know, coming into Sunday, another home game, I thought the crowd was unbelievable tonight, and there's nothing more special than playing in front of a full crowd here. So hopefully we get a decent crowd in on Sunday and we can put in another good performance.
Liam, just before I let you both go, just a quick word on Joe Moores. 3 brilliant catches, one in particular. For one so young, he certainly wasn't overawed by such an occasion.
No, he's not overawed by anything. It's great to see a young kid with so much confidence. He's been great to have on our side. Yeah, it's up to us old boys to teach him the way, but yeah, certainly in the field, I don't think we need to teach him too much, to be honest. He's been outstanding the whole way through, and you've probably seen today, he can change games on his own in the field, and that's what he did, so it's great to have some young energy diving around in the field like that.
Well, Liam, really well batted tonight. Jimmy, thank you for joining us as well. An excellent win then for Lancashire this evening against old rivals Yorkshire, avenging the women's result, which went the other way earlier in the day, with Yorkshire's women winning that one by 29 runs. Paul Shaw is alongside me. He's watched both the matches this afternoon. We'll touch back on the women in just a moment, Paul, but from a men's perspective, a really strong performance from Lancashire tonight. They haven't had the best T20 campaign, but they're still in there fighting with one game to go.
Absolutely, and well, where there's a chance, I'm sure they'll keep fighting. Tonight's performance was very, very good. Scoring 216 with about probably 20 above par, I would suggest. But McDermott and Livingstone put on a fantastic partnership. I thought it was fantastic. Really good momentum towards the end of that innings as well by Jones and Blatherick and Shabdab. So from that perspective, it carries into then the second half of the game, doesn't it? So, and a fantastic power play. I think 47 for 4, something like that, with Yorkshire. So the damage is done. And I have to say, the pace that Mitch Stanley bowled, pace, accuracy, a little bit of late swing, was a real handful today. So I think a really good performance. Lancashire fans, Lancashire team, the squad, everybody will be happy that they live to fight another day and be one in a big crowd here on Sunday to give themselves the best chance of performing well and getting a win on Sunday.
I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about Mitch Stanley, because he came through the ranks in Shropshire. He worked his way through from national counties cricket. Lancashire then took a bit of a chance on him, but he's very quickly become a young bowler with a lot of potential. Big man, gets a high action through the crease, bowls with real zip, as you say. England have obviously taken an interest in him early on. As Jimmy says, we've not seen him too often in the blast this season so far, but one really to watch for the future.
Absolutely, I think he's coming on leaps and bounds. I must have seen him a dozen times play in the last 18 months or so, and each time he gets a little bit better. He's getting more accurate, he's getting more consistency, and today he got late swing. late swing and pace is really dangerous to play. And when he bowls back of a length, he bowls that length that's really difficult to get away from a batting perspective. I think he's a great prospect, one for the future, and he's already beginning to put in good performances as we've seen this evening.
And from a Lancashire performance perspective tonight, Paul, if you look across the three disciplines of batting, bowling and fielding, they've really delivered in all, haven't they? Because with the bat, McDermott and Livingstone led the way. It was a total that always looked above par. Stanley, we're saying, led the way with the ball, and then Joe Moores was the man to watch in the field. So I guess for Stephen Croft, as he sits down and pulls the bones out of that, there wasn't too much that he could probably pick up on.
No, he'll be delighted with the batting performance in the power play, middle phase, end phase. Be delighted with the way they fielded, and Joe Morse pulling off fantastic catches, showed his athleticism, his commitment, his dedication, and also the way the team bowled. I thought they bowled extremely well. Probably agree with Liam Livingstone. In that middle period, they probably let the game slip a little bit when they got him 4 or 5 down.
Yeah.
You've got to look to kill the game at that point. But as he said, they're learning, lots of young players playing, so all in all, they'll be absolutely delighted with the performance.
That would be the only element, Paul, wouldn't it, as you rightly say. They had them on the ropes there, and potentially the dent they could have made into the net run rate that Yorkshire have got versus themselves, which is still quite significantly different, might have been damaged a bit further, that if Yorkshire lose their final game and Lancashire win, that might be another way to the quarter-finals. But it was a disciplined effort from Yorkshire. I think I got the sense from a long way out they knew they weren't going to win. It was about damage limitation in terms of the margin of victory.
Yeah, it certainly looked that way, didn't it? But from 47 for 4 at the end of the power play, it's an uphill struggle when you're looking to chase down 216. So they had to play a bit more percentage cricket, and then you saw when they built a partnership later on and the game was gone, all of a sudden they got 20, 30 runs closer than everyone thought that they would have done. So probably a little bit of damage limitation there, and also from a Lancs perspective, they'll just want to kill games off a little bit quicker in that middle period to stop any wriggle room at the end of an innings. Certainly in a close game, that would be the case.
If Lancashire can beat Durham on Sunday and squeeze through as one of the best third-place sides, that will give them some momentum for quarter-finals, which are going to come up straight away because they are coming up in the midweek. So the last round of group games is Sunday. Then we've got quarter-finals on Wednesday, quarter-finals on Wednesday, and then semi-finals and finals the following Saturday. So it's 1 week between the end of the group and finals day. It's all going to come quick.
Certainly is, and if they can obviously win today, tie the other day, win today, if they can win on Sunday, get the luck of the draw, get into that stage of the competition, then that momentum and confidence and belief is so important. Often the form teams at the back end often go the whole way. So from that perspective, Lancs should be happy. They just got to get a convincing win on Sunday and the other result go their way, then who knows, anything's possible.
And of course Durham are right in there too. They've still got aspirations of making the quarter-finals. They had a good win today, so they're going to come here with exactly the same mission to make that last 8.
Absolutely, I think it's going to be a fantastic spectacle on Sunday. Both teams are gunning for it. Both need to perform really, really well. So I could see that being a fairly tight game.
And that match, of course, is another double header here at Emirates Old Trafford because the Lancashire Thunder will be in action to complete their Vitality Blast campaign against their Durham equivalents. So another double header here on Sunday. If you haven't yet got your tickets, please come on down. The weather forecast is set fair. It could be an epic afternoon for Lancashire cricket. Just before we close, Paul, let's just touch back on the women's game earlier, perhaps for people who hadn't had chance to see that game. Yorkshire prevailing by 29 runs. Amy Campbell with 64 at the top of the innings. Really the difference between the sides today?
Yeah, I thought Amy Campbell played beautifully. She was really powerful, she was positive, she rotated strike. And I thought the Yorkshire team looked like a team that just won a couple of games and were full of confidence and momentum and belief, hence the performance today. And Lancashire looked slightly the opposite, didn't they? Looked slightly lacking in confidence. And to be fair to Yorkshire, they're getting better, they've improved all season. The best team won on the day, so Lancashire should be disappointed with that. They've got one more game left. I think that they want to bounce back and finish the competition strongly, but it's good news for Yorkshire, for the ones from the other side of the Pennines today.
And as we close the broadcast today, Paul, we talked about how epic these Battles of the Roses are. One each way today then. Yorkshire prevailing in the women's, but Lancashire pulling it back in the men's. Honours even as everybody leaves Old Trafford.
Absolutely, honours even. So all in all, I think it's been a good day. But I tell you what, this facility, this stadium has done a fantastic job. There's been lots of people in. The atmosphere's been awesome. This place has been bouncing. Great spectacle for cricket.
Certainly has. Hey Jude and Sweet Caroline belted out in the latter stages as Yorkshire's innings drew to a conclusion. Paul Shaw, thank you so much for joining us on Lancs TV today at Emirates Old Trafford. All right, so Lancashire are still fighting in the men's Vitality Blast. They face Durham on Sunday, knowing that a victory still keeps them very much alive in the competition. They'll need some help from elsewhere, but on the basis of tonight, they are in good form to do what they can do on Sunday and ask questions of other teams around the country. Thanks for joining us today on this Lancs TV production. My name's Chris Malaband, and from all of us at Emirates Old Trafford, good night.